Amani's here.
Amani, who we haven't
Amani.
met yet, but we love Amani.
I mean, I feel like I know Amani. And Brendan. I saw Brendan.
Lil B.
Well, one thing before I head out and give somebody else a space, I just wanted to acknowledge that there are other scientists on the platform. One is named Isabel Betancourt, or Isa Betancourt, at Isa Beta Bug, and she's an entomologist, studies insects and bugs, and she actually gave me this Black Widow, believe it or not. I don't know if you can see this, but Black Widow spider, gigantic. Here, let's see.
It's so big.
It's actually shockingly large. It's actually kind of ridiculous. But and it was a consolation prize because she convinced me to hold a huge grasshopper thing called a lubber grasshopper, and then also a giant tarantula. And she tried to get me to hold a scorpion like the size of a dinner plate. So Isa Beta Bug, at Isa Beta Bug, check her out. And then there's Deanna C. Hooper. She's a theoretical physicist. She studies dark matter and cosmology and the origins and composition of the universe. So at DC Hooper 91. And then the last one, and then I will bid you all adieu, is Christian Zasse, spelled Sasse. He has a PhD in optics, and he's produced some of the most incredibly beautiful nature photography, particularly bald eagles and hummingbirds. Just unbelievable stuff, but also some of the coolest astrophotography I have ever seen in my life. Things like nebulae, galaxies, eclipses, live, the kinds of things that you would expect to see in one of those Planet Earth shows. So that's at SASSE photo, at Zasse photo. Check them out, all other fabulous scientists. And with that, it was lovely to see you all, and have a great night, everybody. Thanks for having me.
Great night. Thank you.
Night.
Really glad you stopped by, and really appreciate that amazing view in the background too. That's awesome. Not to rag on Beardo's terrible wall color, but anyway.
Ian seems like
we decided that was the actual city behind him. That was like not a backdrop.
Yeah.
Time out. Peter, your wall color is no different than Blaine's.
Hey, come on. There's at least a shade or two different in this beige barfy background. Come on.
No.
Yeah, his was like baby diarrhea. It's not right.
We're going to expose to the community that we're actually enemies by the end of this podcast.
Yeah, and I have
we won't be able to fix it after 8 hours. So yeah.
Look at this. They're not supposed to be on the couch, and there he is again.
They're acting up.
Oh, buddies.
Oh, we have 2 new guests. Oh my goodness, Pablo.
Yeah, we have Rev, who just popped off. Oh, there we go.
Hey, welcome
Hello.
aboard. So great to have you here.
Thanks for having me. I recognize some faces.
And I can't hear anybody. Let me refresh.
Uh-oh.
Rev, try to refresh. So, is it
And I
Calais?
have that same lag that I... Sorry?
How do you pronounce your name? I'm so sorry. I totally missed the boat.
It's Kaylee.
Kaylee, thank you. Introduce yourself. Tell us where you are, what we can expect when we follow and subscribe. Encourage everyone to subscribe to Rev and Kaylee right now. Thanks for having the courage.
My name's Kaylee LeGrand. I'm up in Toronto, Ontario, and I'm an actor, writer, producer, and I am just now learning about Happs because of Rev. He actually pulled me onto his show a couple of nights ago, and it was so much fun that I stayed way past my bedtime. I'm still trying to catch up on my sleep from that, a little bit tired, but I'm just fascinated with the platform, especially because the first thing I noticed was that a lot of the initial migrants over here are journalists, it seems, and that's my background.
That's awesome.
Awesome. We'd love to hear more about that. That's so interesting. We'll actually have on a little bit later one of our co-founders, David Newman, who's the former head of programming at CNN. But yeah, that's definitely part of our mission. So curious to hear more. Rev, can you hear us though? Can we hear you?
I can. Can you hear me?
Okay, that's great. We'd love for you to introduce yourself as well. Formally.
Well, formally. How long do I have? No, just kidding. I am. I'm Revolution McInnes. I'm in Chicago, and It's actually warming up here a little bit. We've had like 40 inches of snow in the last few weeks, so we've been just kind of snowed in, hunkered down, and now we kind of have spring. And I've been just on a networking terror, and that is how I met Kaylee. And like seriously, like if you haven't seen that broadcast with Kaylee and I, to steal somebody else's theme there, it's like must-see TV. It was awesome. Kaylee's awesome. It was so much fun. And Kaylee is going to find a lot of things I think that she can do on here. So, Kaylee, are you? Did you talk about what you're thinking about doing over here, or do you want to keep that on the down low for a little while?
Well, no, I mean, I can talk a little bit about the work that I already do that I'm seeing might actually fit well with this platform. I have ran a podcast for the past couple of years, actually paused it when we all went into lockdown up here, and my co-host and I had our own personal experiences that we had to tend to because of the pandemic. So we decided that we would take a bit of a pause, but I run a podcast called We're Totally Not Okay. It focuses on the intersection between mass media culture and mental health. And initially I started it because I experienced repression and actually blacked out an entire experience on set of a film that I played a very dark character in. And I wasn't aware of what was happening in my brain until well afterwards, going through therapy and actually unearthing what happened to me psychologically. Very interesting story that I have, I'm sure, no time to tell on here, but I've talked about it a little bit on my podcast. And what I love about this platform that might fit well with our relaunch when we hop into season 3, essentially, of the podcast, is how easy this kind of feels. I mean, I use that term, I guess, being kind to myself, because I know I'll learn the ropes quickly, but I don't fully understand all the technicalities on how to run a show in here yet. Got to play around a little bit when Rev had me on his show, and it was super fun because I'm a control freak, so it was cool to be able to move things around. But I do like the fact that it seems like all of the production work that I have been putting into producing the podcast, which I did because it's a passion project, and so I wanted to put it out there, but I don't love doing. It seems like a lot of that is taken care of here, so it might fit here very well, and I love the fact that it has the video component.
I see Lisa shaking your head. Does that make sense? Sorry to take over as host, guys.
No worries. Hey, we'll need some help. We need.
Yeah, you got it.
We're going to get through this. We need to pass along the responsibilities occasionally here.
Well, maybe we'll pop out, give you the bandwidth,
yes.
give you another space. I can always
Great to
pop
see you.
back in maybe, but
Kaylee,
Thanks
I
so much for
followed you.
dropping
I would love to hear your podcast and hear all about that. So
Yeah,
I followed
sure.
you, and I know Doug did too. So nice to meet you guys.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
yeah.
Bye.
All right, see you guys
Thanks,
later.
Doug and Allie.
See you
Thanks
soon.
for having us.
Cheers.
All right, drop off.
Don't talk about us.
Pablo.
No, they don't know how to leave.
Oh, we already started.
They're still here.
They're still here,
Yeah,
guys.
Lisa, go ahead.
To ask, that is one of the things for me that, like, putting all the stuff together and figuring out, like, I mean, I'm sure we're all using like different platforms for different things, but like in general, I feel like being here, a lot of the things that I've tried to figure out elsewhere, or like put in so much work and like hours of like trying to figure stuff out, is just like, it's almost like, oh man, like now after doing all that work, it's finally like there for you. So like, I'm very grateful that it's like a lot of the things with Happs are a lot easier than a lot of the things that I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out. It's sort of like you said, it's sort of all there for you right when you get here. So I that's, yes, you saw me nodding because I definitely agree with that. I spent a lot of time like trying to learn a lot of things that were just sort of handed to me here.
Yeah, the platform seems like a very attractive atmosphere to hop into. Mind you, I love figuring out how things work, but I mean, even when I was a kid, my parents used to wonder why I'd pop the heads off my Barbies or break every single toy that my parents would buy me, because I mean, they thought I was just sadistic for a little while, but I just really wanted to know how things worked to be able to put them back together. So, I mean, I'll try not to break anything on here. I'll learn slowly, but I love how easy it does seem, and Rev has been saying it is.
Oh, that's fantastic. Beth Hoover, you are on screen, and we love you, our fitness queen on platform right now. Thank you so much for joining us. We're really happy to have you here. Appreciate you popping in.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I love Happs. I'm really having a good time with it. It's a really nice upgrade from Periscope.
That's great. Glad to hear that.
Being able to have the interaction like we're doing now, and also being able to comment like on the replays and just that thing even makes it nice.
Yeah, that's great. Really glad to hear that.
We've heard a lot of comments about being able to comment on replays, and I've actually been able to go back and comment on replays to say hello to new users that I didn't catch while they were live and have conversations and offer support. So that's been, I really love that. And it opens up an avenue of communication that's really important. Did anyone else have like way too much dinner food and maybe needs like a really quick workout from Beth right now?
My pizza disappeared. I had a whole pizza earlier, so I ate a lot.
Well, it disappeared because you ate it.
True, Pablo.
Beth, what do you teach? What kind of fitness do you teach?
Mainly functional training and using the stability ball, free weights, bottom, mainly endurance type moves, total body workout, that type of thing. So I love coming on broadcast and showing different ways people can work out at home.
Yeah, that must be very useful, especially over the past year. I love to hear that. My mother, when I was growing up, my mom was a fitness instructor for as long as I can remember. She taught everything in the books. I kind of followed in her footsteps when I started getting side jobs through university days. And even afterwards, I taught cycling and just recently became a yoga instructor. So it's cool to find another fitness instructor in here too.
Exactly. Yeah, I love it. And that's why I love the video. I mean, an app with the video and then the interaction. And now I want to work with adding people and adding someone and like work out together and that sort of thing. So it's really really fun for me.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Hey, clearly Callie is not fit. Has no, she can't do this. Like, just boom, she jumps right in. That's awesome.
Yes,
I think this is perfect for you.
Rev, it's Kaylee.
Kaylee. Oh my God, Kaylee. That's so. But it's spelled
I'm gonna get
Callie.
used to it from you. But I thought that was
spelled Callie. But I love you. It's Kaylee.
It is. It's Kaylee, and I felt like that was a challenge. Like you were trying to get me to do some sort of fitness or like show my pipes or something.
Oh yeah, it was. I threw down.
Yeah.
There you go. Olivia.
Oh, look at those guns. Whoa.
Oh yeah, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm not doing that either.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Olivia.
Hey.
I'm crashing the party.
Wait, which side? Which way is it? I feel like Piano Man's gotten so good at this, and I still can't figure it out.
Pablo, look to your right.
Nope.
Thank you.
Oh, how do you do? Wait a minute. Hold on.
I'm gonna
Wait,
look
am I?
Hi.
Wait, no, I gotta go like this.
Inverse, so takes a little practice.
I look at Peter right now, bottom right to me.
Wait, we've got a high five. High five.
No, that's the wrong way.
That was the wrong way, Piano Man.
That's what I meant. It's bottom left.
Oh, okay. Failure.
Oh, you're trying to do it that way. Wait a minute. Who's below me?
Someone high five me down here. Someone, please.
Callie, get him. Callie, get him. Other way, Callie. Kaylee,
thank you.
Wait, now I'm just touching his chest. That's awkward. Sorry.
I feel like
Lisa. That's this is all on tape too. Well, it's not tape, is it, fellas and gals? But it's digital recorded somewhere.
It's true. Yes. Be careful what you say.
This is. You know how many networks this is going on right now? It's and that's what's awesome about this platform. I was telling people this the other day. This would cost you $100 to do this much multi-streaming as many channels as I could do. It easily cost me $100 a month. So, but I'm going to be
That
quiet
is-
because Olivia Ty's here. Oh,
well,
go
that
ahead.
is a good point, and I actually do need to bring something up. When you all leave, if you want this multicast to end to your platforms, make sure that you turn that off before you leave. So paging Blaine, paging Frameable Faces, Ian, Louise.
I was wondering about that. I was like, if you multitasking, are you doing the whole 5-hour, maybe 12-hour podcast?
Yeah, so just a heads up, it's still broadcasting to your multi-casting platform, so you can either go delete it from there or come back on and turn it off with the studio, and then you're good.
I'm
Blaine is literally on a wild goose chase right now, so I don't think he's around.
Whatever.
Yeah, we'll work
Hey,
to
Bob.
make that it pop up on screen so people remember and but easy to forget.
We got to
certainly.
invite our next guest. Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah.
I'm
you're
going to
gonna
step
invite
down
your
and
next
watch
guest.
from the comments and hear Lisa and all of that good stuff.
Right on.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Hop
no,
back
man.
in later, guys, and start side
Come
parties if
back
you want.
sometime soon.
Woo! Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. See you
Right
soon.
Thanks
Bye.
for joining us, Piano Man, Lisa. Wonderful to have you guys.
Wait, am I leaving? Oh.
No, Lisa, don't leave. Don't leave. I thought you said you were leaving.
Push her cube
no,
out.
you, like,
Push
asked
to
me
your
for
right.
a song,
Push her
and
cube
then-
out.
Having
And then
on
you
here.
didn't. And so I'm like, am I still supposed to do that? I don't really know what I'm doing.
Were you doing a song? Where'd she go? Oh, there she is.
I just got kicked out like that. No,
Yeah. Timeout. You got a timeout.
it just disappeared. It's fine. I can take a hint. I've been ghosted before.
No.
I thought you were going to do a song. Was I wrong?
I thought so too, but
No, yes, let's do it.
Julie, song.
well, no, because now like the one song when I was like, okay, I'll have one like sort of ready. I only do cover songs, FYI, if you don't know me. Hi, Lisa Santucci. And so I was like, okay, I'll have one sitting here just in case they ask me to do it. But it's like sort of a depressing song, and the energy has been like so awesome. But like, sorry, it's the only one that I have in front of me. So it's not that depressing. It's just like a love story gone wrong. But I mean, you know.
We love it. Throw it in here. We'll handle it. There's going to be lots of ups and downs in this broadcaster marathon. So
I mean,
don't-
last year, like way worse things have happened. So this isn't even that bad.
please hit us with it.
Are you gonna kick me out right in the middle of it? That's fine. I got like that like pulls you off to the side. It's cool. Anyway, another Missy Higgins tune. I play this ladies songs all the time because I'm too embarrassed to play my own. Not too embarrassed to play my own. I write a lot of songs, but I'm like just now finally getting to the place where I'm potentially willing to share them with the world, but not tonight. Can you hear the piano? We good? Can you hear me? Can you hear everything? Oh, it's just me.
You're good.
I'm alone now. All right. You breathed infinity into my world, and time was lost in a cloud and in a whirl. We dug a hole in the cool gray earth and lay there for the night. And you said, wait for me, we'll fly the wind, we'll grow old and you'll be stronger without him. But oh, now my world is at your feet. I was lost and I was found. I was alive and now I've drowned. Now I will be waiting for the world to hear my song, so they can tell me I was wrong. But they weren't there beneath your stare, and they weren't stripped till they were bare of any bindings from the world outside that room. And they weren't taken by the hand and led through fields of naked land, where any preconceived ideas were blown away. So I couldn't say no. You sighed and I was lost in you. Weeks could have passed for all I knew. You were the blanket of the overworld, and so I wouldn't say no. But they all said, you're too young to even know. Just don't let it grow and you'll be stronger without him. But oh, now my world is at your feet. I was lost and I was found, but I was alive and now I've drowned. Now I will be waiting for the world to hear my song, so they can tell me I was wrong. But they weren't there beneath your stare, and they weren't stripped till they were bare of any findings from the world outside that room. And they weren't taken by the hair and led through fields of naked land, where any preconceived ideas are blown away. So I couldn't say no. Well, I couldn't say no. I couldn't say no.
Wowza.
Oh my god, that llama. Thanks,
The Happs llama.
Wow.
In the room as well.
Oh my god, that llama. I love it.
Bobby Bicker, where are you?
He's the llama.
Look at that mask.
Wow.
Whoa,
I
wait.
got
Oh,
my
where'd you get that swag?
glasses,
Great
I
on
got
that.
my Happs mask, everything. Whoa, what's up? How good is that? I made the llama especially for the marathon. Look at that. The Happs. How cute she is.
Oh, wow. Are we going to auction that off at some point?
Well, we could do prints, you know? Who knows?
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
There we go.
That's
the
awesome.
Happs llama. Uh-huh. So, yeah, I thought I come like a thug because I had the mask and everything. Hi, everybody. Oh, my God. I am up and it's 4 a.m. in 3 minutes. I've been up all night. Yeah.
Wow.
What can we do? Hi, guys. All beautiful people in there. Hello, Kaylee. Because Rev is getting your name wrong.
Oh,
man.
thanks, Bobby.
You said it right. I appreciate that. And you came in at the perfect moment.
I've done my homework and I've written it here on the table. Kaylee.
I really appreciated the llama popping up because I was tearing up really hard, Lisa. That was beautiful.
Thanks. Yeah, it was.
Lisa,
Thanks to everyone that was commenting too. I just didn't want to just take over the convo, but thanks to everyone that said really nice
she's
stuff in the
got
comments.
a perfect voice to go with a perfect, beautiful face, and she's got lots of masks as well, like myself. We are like, yo, masks everywhere. Where is your mask? I have to make Lisa a Happs mask. Lisa, shall I make you a Happs mask?
Sure, I would love that. Yeah.
Happs represent. Yeah. Well, it's nice to see everybody here. Oh, God. That was so beautiful, and I could not type to say how beautiful because I kept the llama in to dance.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh.
Lisa's
I thought we were talking about masks. I just happened to have it.
Oh, that's
What is
good.
What has been
Lisa,
going on
I
over
think
there?
You're my new favorite person.
Yeah.
I'm not
I don't know
sorry.
if I deserve that, but I'll take it, and I will probably have more.
Take it and run with it. But who was the artist that you were covering? What was the name of the artist?
Sorry.
Her name is Missy Higgins. She's an Australian singer-songwriter, and I'm obsessed with her because I said this on another broadcast that I did, but she like got offered a record deal, and she's like, no, I gotta like go hike through the mountains and like do this exploration on my own and like learn who I am and like write songs, and like then I'll come back, and if you still want to sign me, cool. So she like went to make sure she like found herself before she like entered the music industry, and I'm obsessed with her. And she's like the one. I mean, I'm sure that there are many people that I would meet that I would get like a little bit weird about, but like I met her in person, and it was the first time I've ever been like. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what I said to her, but I might have said like, hi, I love your music, but like in my brain, it just came out as that. But anyway, Missy Higgins is her name, and that song was called They Weren't There, but all of her songs are amazing.
I'm going to have to check the music out. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
There we go.
That was lovely.
Guys.
Nice to meet everybody. I'm going to go ahead and jump out. That was beautiful, and I'll definitely connect with you guys.
Thanks, Beth.
Thanks so much for joining us. Everyone subscribe to Beth. She's got the best videos.
Nice meeting you.
Thanks, Beth.
Are headpieces allowed here? Wow, let me see with the headpiece on.
Wow. The only one I have is a troll, but it's for when people troll me.
Show me.
I mean,
they troll me?
I don't even know what troll, like this kind of troll is.
That is good. It suits you though. It's pretty. You look beautiful, whatever you wear, really. I've made this myself. I did a tutorial on how to make headpieces.
I did not make this myself. I wish.
Yeah, well, I can teach you because that's what I teach in college.
That's
I teach
amazing.
Like makeup
Awesome.
artists how to make pieces and stuff. So yeah, I will do that here on Happs as well when I do a bit of body painting and the Halloween when it comes and all that stuff. Oh my God. There we go. Might as well have some coffee. Where is Pablo? Hi, Pablo. How are you?
Sorry, what is
Hi.
that? Mute me. Somebody mute me because it was that weird sound coming from my ceiling. Did you just
Did you just? Oh.
Oh, screen port. Oh, okay.
Are we good? Is everyone good now? No more weird noises coming from anyone's microphone?
I don't
kick me out? Kick me out. It's time.
Well, we do have some journalists coming on board here soon. And before we invited them up, I was wondering, Olivia, if you had any music you'd love to perform.
I can.
Yes.
I'm never actually. I'm never prepared, but I can always do a song.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We don't want to put you on the spot, but we're putting you on the spot.
Let's do it. Okay, let's take a request. What do you want to hear? What are the requests in the comments? Nothing.
Oh, you got to give it a second.
Give us some.
No, give it like 10 seconds or 15.
Not
Start singing something.
Hint. Soon it'll be less.
Oh, really? Let me see.
Oh, that's sweet.
Everybody waiting out there that is like ready, to come up. We're running a little behind, right, Pablo?
Yeah, just a bit. Which is, typical for us.
Inevitable in a marathon, but
yeah, we got Alex in the green room here getting set up.
For sure.
Okay, while we wait, I have a question, please, because I did the llama, but I'm going to make another copy of this llama. Now, I need suggestions from all the Happsters out there in ideas. What shall I hang? Because usually people put scarves or flowers or what have you. I thought like a Happs necklace perhaps in here, or something with slogan and something in background. Give me ideas. What should we add? Because this is going to be my kind of emote, and it's going to be my intro, but anybody can use the Happs llama. It depends what Happs says for my submission. I think I'm going to do an open call for all artists to design a llama. Open call.
What if you were to put a mask but just hanging off his ear? You know how people like take their masks off and just leave them hanging so that it's like easy access to put back on?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna make kind of, because she looks so pretty, kind of the same llama. I thought one I want to make with big glasses, like a fabulous llama, and maybe one like a beardo and weirdo llama.
I love it.
You know, so make like different cards and stuff for people and do some giveaways as well, but kind of, you know, put like different things. But yeah, give me some suggestions. So I'll make like the same kind of llama, because she came so pretty. She's so pretty, but I'm gonna make one with beard. Looking at you. Oh, hello. So yeah, I don't know. Give me ideas, guys. Write down whenever you hear me. I will take my time to read the comments whenever they come.
Yeah. Olivia, are you ready for your musical performance? I think you got a Beatles song request. Alrighty.
A Beatles and then Tennessee Whiskey, which I know is a little better.
I love Tennessee Whiskey.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Okay.
Lisa, you were muted, by the way. Were you saying goodbye?
Am I still muted?
Nope, you're good now.
Oh, I'm going to pop into the audience and make some space for someone else, because I've been like here for over an hour and I feel selfish. So I love
you're here.
I mean, I know you're going to be on for a while, so I will definitely be in the audience for now. And if I could come back in later, awesome. But thanks for having me, and I love you guys, and I'll see you soon.
See ya.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye.
How do I get out though?
There she goes.
Hello, Alex.
Alex is
Hey. Great to see you.
Good to
People
see
probably
you.
recognize the famous host of the morning show, the news headlines,
The
And
AM report.
the AM
Wow.
report.
Why
Great
do
to
you
have
look good in the morning and at night? Like, I can't pull those both off, dude.
It's amazing. Always camera ready.
I try to do it in the morning, but sometimes lately I'm in construction right now. My house is being like torn apart. So in the morning there's like all this hammering, and I'm like kind of waiting for a lull in the background. So yeah, but yeah, AM, my name, initials, morning. It just feels like a good fit to go in the morning time. Plus, you know, we talked about early on. We talked about, you know, what we're gonna do and the vision for it with like Peter and Pablo and stuff, and it just seemed like the right angle.
So cheeky.
I've been called worse. I'll take cheeky.
Yes. AM. I like it. I loves it.
That's awesome.
You
Olivia.
guys having fun on this little marathon thing?
Oh yeah. This is just
It's a
we're
blast.
we forgot to do a countdown, but we're officially an hour in.
We
Woo!
are. All right. 1 hour
The
under our
closest we ever
belt.
got to doing something like this was during the election, when we tried to do live coverage all day. That was fun.
Yeah, I think
Oh,
we started at about
Good.
3:00 p.m. Pacific time, and we went all the way till about 9 p.m. Pacific time. And then the election took 7 days.
Man.
Yeah. This will be over soon. Peter Stern in the house as well, one of our other journalists who has an incredible show, Stern Look. Thank you so much for joining. Peter, can you hear us? You're here.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes, great name, by the way. I love your.
Yeah,
Thank
all of
you.
our journalists come up with great show names.
Yeah. Speaking of cheeky, and I love it. I love it. Everyone subscribe to Stern Look, and I will post both of those profiles now. Olivia, I do believe you have some music prepared. Would you like to enlighten us?
Let's do
Enlighten
it.
us.
I don't know if I'm
Let's
going to
do it.
enlighten anybody, but you know, here we go.
Yeah,
High
it
expectations.
seems like Peter like rubbed off his bad internet over to you.
Oh no!
Ouch.
Anything?
You're good?
Cool. to spend my nights out at a barroom. Liquor was the only love I've known. But you rescue me from reaching for the bottom and brought me back from being too far gone. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. Look for love in all the same old places. Found the bottom of the bottles always dry. And when you put your heart out, I didn't waste it. 'Cause there's nothing like your love to get me high. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet as strawberry wine. You're as warm as a glass of brandy. Honey, I'll stay stoned on your love all the time. You're as smooth as Tennessee whiskey. As Tennessee whiskey. As Tennessee whiskey.
Wow.
Wow.
Thank you.
Goosebumps, dear Olivia. Goosebumps. I felt that. Oh, so beautiful.
Thank you.
Come
So
on, I'm going to
talented.
find myself to bed after those two performances now.
We need some AC/DC up next. But that was just, yeah, melodic and serene. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kaylee.
Yes. Yes.
I will see you later.
Yes. I'll check with you later. I'm
And we're going to see you here.
Yeah. I will definitely be back. I'm so glad I got to stop in and see both of those musical performances as well. I'm so happy that I'm now leaving because I'm sincerely crying. So
oh, thank you.
That was yeah.
Great
I mean,
to
I'm
meet you,
crying
Kaylee.
at cartoons, but that was also just incredible. So I'm really happy that I was able to stop in and say hi to all of you, and I'm looking forward to seeing you again soon.
Likewise.
Yay,
Thank
welcome.
you.
Have a good rest
Thanks
of the
so much
night,
for
guys.
stopping by.
Thank you. And somebody
You too.
kick me out because I don't know how to get out of here.
Oh, just close your tab.
Yep, for sure. Thanks, Kaylee. Great.
Great job,
Wow.
Olivia.
That was just beautiful.
Yeah,
Thank you.
that was amazing.
Got a voice on you.
Best music on any platform right here. Bar none.
For
If
sure.
you're watching on another platform, you need to get over here, sign up, become a broadcaster, make your music career start here. You know, what was that?
I know.
You know, this is a great place to be. This is a great place to be. News, music, entertainment. Like, there's nothing that I don't care if this looks like something else you have seen. You've not. You have to come here and check it out.
I think the best part is the authenticity.
We have
Great.
I
community.
would say, just even on screen here, we have an amazing group of individuals with such diverse talents, ranging from obviously that amazing musical skill of the incredible Olivia Ty of American Idol fame and many other credits to her name. Everyone subscribe to Olivia. We also have with us, I will just go through Alex Mohajer of the AM Report, who is up late. You're an early guy, right? I mean, I'm shocked that you're on screen now. It's great to see you, though, and glad to have you here. Bobby Bicker, one of our incredible artists, responsible for the Creative Genius Award, and much more. Yeah, thank you so much for joining us, Bobby. We love all of your work. She's got some incredible, she's got the Happs llama there, and many other amazing live art tutorials, exhibitions, panels with other artists, sculptors, so many other talented folks that she's brought into the Happs platform. Very grateful for all of her efforts on that front, and just being herself and showing up and being part of this community. Peter Stern in the bottom. I'm on a roll. Let me go. We got Peter Stern here. Stern Look, incredibly talented journalist who has a ton of credits. Worked on many different types of publications, has bylines with New York Magazine, Politico, worked for organizations dealing with First Amendment and press freedom rights. He's been on some of our other broadcasts and panels in the past. Got an incredible show focusing on kind of the inner workings of journalism. He's got on journalists covering everything under the sun, a new theme each week. Everything from climate change to the press pool, and you get to hear the scoop and how the sausage is made, and that's one of my favorite parts of the show is getting that behind the scenes look, Peter. But anyway, then we got Pablo De La Hoya. I don't know better who this guy is, but happens to be on screen. How'd you get here?
Well, I was born in East LA, and then I, went to school and did all of that fun stuff. And then I went to Cal State LA and started learning broadcast journalism. And then I went to UC Berkeley and learned documentary filmmaking. And then I started working at Happs in November of 2019, and here I am. So there you go. There's my story.
For sure. And here we have, I guess Bobby has disappeared and turned into Revolution McInnes. Thanks so much.
I would switch it back.
I don't know what happened there, but we've lost Bobby for a bit. We are trying to stay on schedule here and cycle through, but with this type of event, it's inevitable. We're going to run behind here, but really excited to, I think she might have hopped off, for now, but invite everyone back on in about 4 hours. If you're still awake, we will be here, and there's plenty of room later on for reappearances and cameos. So.
Hey, Lindsay Badges says, I want a subscription to Happs Radio. So much musical talent. That says it all. You know what? I discover new musicians on here every day. It's crazy. It's really awesome. Yeah. And I'm stoked, because cross corner for me is Olivia Ty. How cool is that?
Hello.
Hey there.
Sure. While we're waiting, so we have Freedom News, who's we're waiting for a field report from a journalist who's based in New York City, does some incredible breaking news reporting from scenes of everything from hostage situations to accidents, fires. He's always on scene, listening to the police radio. Hoping to get him dialed in here, as well as David Newman, our co-founder. While we're waiting, Peter and Alex, could you tell us a little bit about kind of your start in both of your shows, I guess, as well as your careers in journalism or political commentary, or however you identify? Tell us about your path here to Happs. Maybe we'll start with Alex, since you popped on first and have been so patient.
It's good to see everyone. Go Bears, Olivia, and Pablo, and Peter. I feel like
Go Bears.
Go Bears. Four out of 6 of the people on this call are Berkeley grads.
What are
Wow.
the chances? What
That's
are
wild.
the chances?
Yeah.
My start in journalism. So I went to Cal too. I wrote for the Daily Cal, but I wasn't really seeking to pursue journalism as a professional career. I'm really involved in politics as an activist and as an organizer. And in 2016, I was campaigning for Hillary Clinton. Peter and Pablo have heard this story. And sorry if you don't like her, but that's what I was doing. I'm just giving you the facts. I got approached by the Huffington Post because they had caught wind of some work that I was doing for her to start doing contributing to their site. At the time they were doing contributorships. So I started writing for the Huff Post directly after Hillary lost the election. And I was really pissed off and pretty brokenhearted about that loss. And so I started writing as much as I could about sort of the socio-political confluence of events that had precipitated her loss and Russian interference, and really critiquing the Trump administration, and then also critiquing the media for their failures to critique the Trump administration and the Trump campaign. And that got a big following. And by 2018, I won a Excellence in Journalism Award from the National Association of LGBTQ Journalists. It kind of feels kind of lame to say I won an award, but the point is to say that it took off a little bit. It took off for me quicker than I anticipated or even was expecting. It's not like it wasn't my career trajectory or something I was aiming to do. And I started writing for other outlets. I wrote for USA Today, continued to do a lot of political advocacy work. And then 6 months ago, I think it was Peter and Lucia. I think it was Lucia first. Hit me up on Twitter. She slid into my Twitter DMs and she's
Peter,
like,
wait, time out.
Called,
Peter, should we finally correct Alex?
Do something, and I thought it seemed a little odd. I was a little bit suspicious because I think she's from saying anyway, I was a little suspicious, and I was like, I don't think I even gave you guys my real email address at first. I was like, okay, what is this exactly? What am I getting solicited to do? And I started having conversations with you, Peter, and Pablo, and we were like, okay, let's do it. We fleshed it out, and about 6 months ago, I think Mark Goldman said the other day, it's been about 6 months now, we started doing a daily show on Happs called the AM Report every weekday morning, and just kind of ran with it. Interviewed congressional candidates during the election season, and just talk politics, and it's been pretty much a wild ride. Really interesting to see how the platform has evolved and bringing more people on, and really proud to be a part of this community and be here with all y'all. And that's my story.
Woo!
Thanks for
Alex,
sharing.
can you hear us?
Alex, your resume
great.
is so legit.
What happened?
You're so legit.
You're so legit.
No, I just have a microphone. I'm completely not legit.
I'm pretty sure that's what he has on his business cards too. You probably have some in your breast pocket. I can tell from here.
Business card?
Yeah.
I created this studio for the morning show.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah.
So cool.
Because more people started watching, and then more people were criticizing me for having my kitchen be the background.
Well, hey, yeah, you're ahead of us. Honestly, I'm on the road here, but my background, my lighting situation, not where it needs to be yet either. So you're inspiring, you're elevating the game, and we appreciate it.
Hey, I'm going to jump out because I'm going to be back soon. So I'm going to jump out, and just
great.
Nice to meet you and everybody. And I didn't get to say to Alex or Peter, and I just would, love to chat and hang out sometime soon with you guys. So everybody take care. I'll see you in a little bit.
For sure. Thanks for joining, Rev. Awesome.
Bye.
Hey, so just to clarify, it's Lucia, right?
It's Lucia. Oh, yeah. For the record.
I was like, wow, Alex, so Italian.
Yeah.
Lucia. My bad.
Lucia.
No worries. We were gonna surprise you and be like, I think it's time. I think it's time to tell you.
It's okay. Hey, we had some name mix-ups earlier with Kaylee, etc.
Kaylee, yeah.
Yes. So
I'd love to hear your story as well, Peter.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the name mix-ups, I have to say it is it's so weird to be in these Happs panels because people are always talking about, I talked to Peter. Peter did this. Peter did that. Peter, what do you think? And they're always talking about you, Peter, because you're the Happs guy. And, I never know whether people are talking to me or not. I mean, that's one reason why, for my show, I sort of leaned into my last name. I couldn't do the Peter report. So I did Stern Look.
Hey, that hasn't been trademarked. You can have the Peter report too. You can have a Peter report and then back to back Stern Look, and maybe Anyway, we can bundle it together with the AM report. We can start. Someone said we need a Happs music radio station. Let's do a Happs news. I mean, let's do it. It's the roots.
Yeah. I can't do daily. Alex, I don't know how you do daily. I can't even do weekly. You say I have a weekly show. It started out weekly. More recently, it's been, every other week or so. It really depends on when I can get guests. One of the things that I love about Happs, and the big reason why I use it and decided to start this show and use this format, is because I think Happs makes it very easy for different people to all join the same broadcast and have like a panel discussion. And that is what I envisioned Stern Look being, to talk to a variety of journalists who all cover the same general beat. They write about the same things, but they do so from different angles. They have different experiences. They have different focuses. And then I can bring them all on and I can say, talking about journalists covering climate change, like, well, what have you been writing about recently? What do you think are the most important issues that, ordinary people who are watching the show need to know about? What do you expect is going to happen during the Biden administration? What kind of climate policies might be passed? So I really love that Happs allows for that. Obviously, it's not unlimited. I think we are capped at 8 people. So you can't have more than 7 guests, but I fortunately have not run into that problem yet. The bigger problem that I have is just getting like 2 or 3 people to be able to come on at the same time. My background as a journalist is as someone writing primarily for like online media, and to a lesser extent print media. But what I have no background in is broadcast media. So the idea of needing to book interviews in advance and get people to commit to coming on at a specific time when I do the show is just not something I'm used to. Because when you're writing for a magazine or you're writing for a newspaper or a website, like you call someone up and you do the interview, and then you like go through the interview and you quote it and you write up the article. Right. It's not like I need to ask people, are you free in 2 weeks at Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern? Right. And a lot of the time they're not. So that's been kind of the biggest challenge that I've found. But I'm excited to do it because I think that there is a real value in doing live streaming, like a live streamed talk show, especially when you can hear from the audience in real time and have that real time interaction. One of the other things that I really like about Happs is the way that obviously people who are watching on the platform, can easily see all the comments, they can make comments, but even people who are off platform, who haven't discovered Happs yet, can leave comments on like YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, and that all gets put into the central feed. So you can respond to them in real time as well. So, I've been very happy with using the platform to both introduce what lots of journalists who I think are doing good work are covering to a larger audience, and to try and introduce, my audience, to the extent that I have one, to what journalists are writing about, and to really bring my expertise as a journalist and my experience to like help educate other people. I don't want to talk for too long, but in general, my background is after college, I worked for a number of years at Politico, covering the media industry. So I wasn't really writing about politics, despite being at a, website publication named Politico. I was writing about the media business. I was writing about the culture of journalism. So I got to know a lot about how journalists work, what journalistic ethics are, how people make money or don't make money as journalists, writing a lot about this transition.
I can relate to that last part
print,
in particular.
Digital. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it was a lot of things. Like, I think it's interesting, Alex, you were mentioning, HuffPo, and in 2016, how they had this contributor model. And that was something that, HuffPost has famously had for a very long time, that the original kind of goal of the site was to have people come on and share their opinions without being paid for it. And, when that was Arianna Huffington's friends, it wasn't such an issue because they were generally like well-compensated celebrities. But as you got into, the 2010s, you ended up having a kind of class of younger bloggers who would write for HuffPost just for exposure and who wouldn't necessarily be compensated for that. And more recently, HuffPost has kind of moved away from the contributor model. They've hired lots and lots of really good professional reporters. Their editorial staff has unionized to ensure that everyone who writes for HuffPost gets, a decent salary. There are salary floors and gets benefits. And that's one of the changes that, we've seen as digital media has matured. Another big change, of course, is people leaving publications and starting their own kind of independent media businesses. Obviously, there are lots of people who are doing that on Happs. You see a lot of people starting their own email newsletters on Substack. You see people making use of these revenue opportunities and these platforms like Patreon to speak directly to their audiences without sort of the mediator of a larger media company. And so that's something that, I know a lot about because I wrote a lot about it. But I was at Politico until 2017. And after Trump's election, I left Politico and I worked for Freedom of the Press Foundation, writing about press freedom issues in the US. And I started the project, the Press Freedom Tracker, which documents the number of journalists who are arrested in the US each year, the number of journalists who are physically attacked, and other infringements on journalist rights. And then more recently, I've been freelancing primarily for New York Magazine. And then, similar to Alex, Happs reached out to me last year and asked me to start a show. And I was reluctant at first because, as I said, I have no experience doing broadcast, but I liked the idea of being able to interview multiple journalists at the same time and have them reach a larger audience. So I started doing Stern Look, and it's been going well so far. It's certainly more of a hobby than as it is for Alex. You have a very professional set. You do this daily news broadcast. But I'm very happy to do what I can to connect people who are interested in knowing more about how journalism works and what reporters are covering with the journalists who I know, because of my career, I know a lot of journalists, especially younger journalists and journalists who are left of center, and having them exposing them to a larger audience and letting them talk about what they're doing. But I don't want to take up too much time. Danny, I see you are on now.
Danny Thompson, guys, we're transitioning to sports suddenly. The beauty of Happs, and oh hey, we have Ted Hicks and Mike Patton on as well. This is awesome. We are really excited, guys. Stick with us if you have time. You're welcome to Alex and Peter in this night-long game of musical chairs. But I think a few sportscasters on here would love for you to introduce yourselves. Danny, why don't you go first? Really pleasure to have you here.
Oh, we can't.
To be on tonight. Oh, let's see. Okay, it's a pleasure being on. It's a pleasure being on here tonight with some great journalists from all different spectrums. My name is Danny Thompson. I do cover the Charlotte Hornets, the NBA for the 3pointconversion.com. I've been covering sports and sports media for going on 7.5, maybe 8 years now, between radio shows on iHeartRadio, working with Ted on another project called Barbershop Sports. Mike and I write for the 3-Point Conversion together. So we all, this has been a great experience coming on here and exposing people who don't know about the NBA, especially the Charlotte Hornets, to what I do on a daily basis. So it's great to be on with you guys tonight.
That's awesome. Yeah, pleasure to have you here. Really excited to hear more about what you do. And Mike Patton also in the house. Mike, tell us about your show, what people can expect. Encourage everyone to subscribe to all those on the screen with us right now.
Well, what you can expect from me is, of course, football, but more specifically, the AFC South. And to me, I feel like it's one of the divisions that's not nearly covered enough. So I figured I'd fill that void, not only talk about the Titans, but talk about the Texans, the Jaguars, and the Colts. And each week, what I do is either talk about a little bit about draft things or the popular news with that team. And of course, I bring a guest on. Like this past week, I had John Reed, who is a beat writer for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I had him on, and we talked about the team, free agency, things like that. And of course, we addressed rumors and the hot topics for that team each and every week.
That's awesome. We also have with us, I will say, David Newman, a pleasure, our co-founder here at Happs. David, thanks so much for joining us.
Pleasure to be here.
David, you had a great question for Peter Stern, who has to hop off here soon, so I'd love to give him the opportunity to answer that.
Sure. Peter, I was just curious from your perspective, since you cover the media, how you evaluate the media's coverage of the 2020 election. Politico particularly, your alma mater, but also in general, how the media covered it. And I was curious if you would highlight anybody for particularly good or particularly bad coverage.
Oh, that's a good question. Yeah, 2020 is tough. I actually thought you were going to ask me more about 2016, but I think the media did a better job covering the 2020 election than they did the 2016 election. Certainly, I think, there was a lot of controversy over, I think particularly toward the end of the election, over what to do with the Hunter Biden allegations. That was something that the traditional media kind of largely stayed away with, and I think were criticized by a lot on the right, for perceiving to protect Biden by not, airing these allegations. The major kind of traditional media that did do that was the New York Post and Fox News, kind of part of that News Corp, umbrella. In terms of, the coverage of the Democrats, I'd say that the coverage was pretty good. You didn't have anything as problematic as the Hillary's emails focus in 2016, which was a legitimate story, but was disproportionately covered. That, I think, is the main thing that the media learned over the Trump years, was not to create false equivalence between what Donald Trump does and what the Democrats do. Because a lot of the time, they might both be doing things that are kind of questionable, but one is much more dangerous than the other. And I think after the election and, once Biden came in, there's been a bit of a retrenchment in that. You see, fact checking was very big during the Trump administration, because every time he spoke or tweeted, he said things that were false. And so you had people, especially at CNN, as well as dedicated places like PolitiFact. You had, the Washington Post big fact-checking column, which they would focus on tallying all of these falsehoods. And I think that is good when you have someone like Trump, but I think that I don't know if that model can be applied to someone like Biden, because if you go in listening to all of his speeches and expecting, oh, I'm going to need to identify 10 factual claims and then evaluate them, if he's not deliberately lying, then what ends up happening is that people write stories that are like, oh, Biden said 3 or 4 things that were arguably false, where it's really more of a matter of interpretation. So I certainly don't think anyone should go easy on Biden, and that is another risk, that people were so kind of traumatized by Trump that they will, just be happy that Biden is in there and act more like political operatives than like an adversarial media. But I do think that there's a risk of suggesting that if Biden misspeaks, it's the same as if Trump was blatantly lying. So that's kind of my general take on that. What did you think?
Well, I think, the challenge with Trump is that he was just so anathema to the media generally, to journalism specifically, that it was difficult for the media to give him unbiased coverage, because he presents a sort of existential problem for all of journalism, since he doesn't regard facts, since he doesn't come from a perspective that facts matter, that everything is marketing, that everything is spin, and you just deny whatever facts are inconvenient for you. That presents a real problem, because it's an existential threat to journalism itself. If you believe that, then there's no reason to have journalists or journalism, right? So I think that the paradox for the media, for journalism, is that Trump presents, it's impossible to actually cover him in a normal way, because he's not playing by the normal rules. So you have to constantly say, well, that's just a lie. The president said this. And just like the election was stolen, it was a landslide election in my favor. I mean, what is a journalist supposed to do with that statement? It's so outrageous that, again, I think their attitude was, we're not going to get caught up in the false equivalency game. We're just going to call him out ruthlessly and mercilessly. But then the problem is, people from the other side could legitimately look at that and say, well, you weren't being fair to him. So, but I'm not sure it was possible to be fair to someone that wants to play from an entirely alternative rule book. It's interesting that we have sports journalists on with us, because it would literally be like, the best analogy I thought, Ted and Mike, was, when they were talking about, it would be the equivalent of somebody saying after a touchdown, no, that didn't count. It was actually, a completed pass or an incomplete pass, or it was, you're just sort of saying, like, I'll just say whatever it is, and I'm just going to interpret the game, and then I'll get a whole bunch of people in the crowd to agree with me. No, that touchdown didn't make any sense. It didn't exist. It was unfair. There was something that nobody documented, that no piece of videotape could corroborate, but I know that it was all unfair. What are you supposed to do with that? You can't run a game,
Yeah, and I mean, in sports, you have referees. So if the crowd disagrees with a call, even if they all, believe that the touchdown should not have counted, you have someone who is there who says, this is what the score actually is. And, in politics, you don't have that, which might not be a bad thing.
Peter, I would say you used to have that. You had it at the point that people were all agreeing, like, hey, whatever the outcome is, if in Florida the Supreme Court says it belongs to George W. Bush, we all go, all right, well, we might think that recount sucked and this and that, but it went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said it stands, and George Bush was, even with very bitter Democrats, was inaugurated. We never had a president who basically said, no, I don't accept the outcome, including all of the appeals and all the process. I just say it was a robbery. And, you know, what do you do with that? I don't know what you do with that. There isn't a perfect solution, you know, and but it's a shame, because if this was, you couldn't have a league in sports if there wasn't ultimately an agreement. And I'm sure there are legendary moments. I'm not that much of a sports guy myself, but I follow my UCLA Bruins pretty closely. And I can think of certain games in my lifetime of watching the Bruins where I thought we got screwed by the refs. And I thought if you really went back, but you know, we all accept that that also is part of the game. We all accept there's a process, there are appeals, there are rules, there's accountability, and then there's a judgment, and that's that. This is the first time somebody basically said, no, I just don't believe it. And you know, why shouldn't he? From his point of view, since he's not really committed to the same set of values that most people are that get into that business, you know, he was just pursuing his agenda like a ruthless businessman would. You know, like, hey, I'm fighting this to the end, you know? So that's the situation.
Nice. So I just want to take the sports metaphors and throw it back to one of our guests who's been on screen with us. Real Mike, thanks so much, co-host of the MMA for Money for show. Thank you for joining us, and really appreciate you dropping in today. How's everything going?
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Stoked to be here with you guys and just embrace this community that we got going on. Yeah, like you said, we do the MMA for Money show. It's every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We basically, it's about sports betting on mixed martial arts. My brother was a UFC fighter, fought in the Ultimate Fighter Season 6, and so I know a lot about the sport between the camps and inside information, stuff like that. So me and my host, Bob, your favorite garbage man on Twitter, we do our best job to give our fans the best look at a bet for the upcoming UFC, to give them a free bet so they could hopefully catch some money.
That's pretty cool. How'd you get, so your brother obviously is deeply involved in MMA, but how did you both get introduced to the sport, which has just skyrocketed in popularity and, you know, in terms of pay-per-view, pretty much every category. When I was growing up in high school, it was an edgy thing. It was something that, you know, my parents didn't want me to watch, right? When I was 16, I was glued to it. I mean, I still am a fan, you know, but anyway, tell us a little bit about your backstory. Great to have you here.
Yeah, you know, I don't like, you know, I like to do my own thing and not just bring up my brother's accolades, but it's for this thing, it's relevant. My brother, he sadly is a war machine. John Copenhaver, he's now got a life sentence in jail forever for being an idiot. But either way, but the point is that I've been, he was trained in the Lion's Den in San Diego with Ken Shamrock back in the 2000s-ish, and early 2000s. So we got our start over there at the Lion's Den with Ken Shamrock, super famous fighter, as y'all know, fought in UFC 1, 3, and 5, and many others. So, you know, between the experience of Ken Shamrock, my brother fighting, for me, it was just kind of an easy entry to the sport, to analyze it and to, you know, to bet. I just kept winning, man. I just knew the sport so well. I knew who had a black belt, who had a brown belt, who had better boxing, who switched stances, like I said, who's orthodox, who's southpaw, whatever it may be. I would find an edge, and I proposed to my fiance with a $5,000+ ring that was paid for by winning MMA bets. Thank you, Bovada. And so it literally started from that about 5 years ago, and then about 2017 is when I really started embracing it. The betting community is big into cryptocurrency. And so we got into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as well about 2016, 2017. And thank God, man, I noticed it. I trend things. I used to be a paramedic on the ambulance. Went to Daniel Friedman, UCLA. I saw a couple UCLA vets in here. So shout out to the Bruins. So I was a paramedic, so I'm used to trending patients. And so I just see little changes here and there. while I was betting on Bovada, I noticed that they offered to pay me out, and not cash or courier by check like normal, but they offered me Bitcoin, and I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like, what are they like? Why would a bookie offer me something that's not valuable or tangible? You know, like it doesn't make sense." So my curiosity peaked, and I started reading into blockchain, and thank God I did, man. I started hitting ICOs in 2017. Like Nexo, Waves, many others. And so either way, so the betting community is a really strong into cryptocurrency, and just a really strong community in general, very much so like this Happs is. And so I can't tell you how many friends I've made just off Twitter that was in the betting community. And then we ended up doing investments together. I'm also one of the early Tesla shareholders. I got into about $99 before the pre-split at $2,500. So I'm a pretty sharp cat, and literally my boss, MMA for Money, one of the best bettors in all the world, not just in mixed martial arts, but in all sports. One specifically, man, NASCAR. This motherfucker, Fudger, sorry for cursing, he pulls out NASCAR wins like you would not freaking believe, man. And that's literally how I started looking into my boss, Jay Tarullo Prime. He's over there in New Jersey. He's big into blockchain. Either way, I met him. He would just like, he'd call a race and be like, "Oh, you pick these 3 racers." And I'd be like, all right, I'll look. And I'd look back later that day. Sure as shit, dude, he'd win that race and won $1,400 off 100. Sometimes 2,000, sometimes fucking crazy numbers, dude. And I was just like, dude, this guy's crazy good, you know? And so his name happened to be MMA for Money, Prime Time. And so he didn't have a mixed martial arts podcast. He wanted one, so he knew I had a connection. My host is your favorite garbage man, Bob. Super smooth, buttery voice. We got the radio jazz.
Amazing handle. Like I thought Oscar the Grouch was everyone's favorite garbage man, but sorry.
Yeah. Either way, no, he's super funny, dude. We originally were gonna call ourselves the Nerd and the Nut because I'm a psycho and he's so like just a nerdy, just calm dude. I thought it'd be pretty funny because he would kind of hold me down as like that guy's crazy, and then he would kind of keep me calm. So either way, but we ended up being, the MMA for Money show. So that's how we got started. Now we have a third co-host. His name is Mikey Gills. Super talented dude we brought in. He does DraftKings for MMA specifically and for free. The dude's amazing, man. He cashes some of our listeners some amazing bets on the weekends for DraftKings for free. Nothing's asked for, and just besides listening and subscribing. So now they got the 3 of us. We call the 3 amigos basically, and so that's just what we do.
Do you think of yourself as a like a journalist who's covering mixed martial arts?
Yeah,
like traditional sports journalist, or it seems more like you're into sort of the betting financial side.
It's kind of a mixture of both, right? I can write like a poetry. I can write a poem really well, and I can come across pretty good. But I'm not. There's other people who are better with grammar and English and writing things. I could probably write a book. I could probably tell someone to write like what to write in a book, but I'd want them to like make it look better. So I'm not a journalist because I don't want to put it out there in the sense of putting professionalism on like an essay form. But I'm a journalist in the sense of covering the sport as a journalist would, with more insight, because I've trained mixed martial arts myself. I've done jiu-jitsu my whole life, wrestled myself too, trained with some of the best in the world. So my insight's a little bit more in depth than a journalist, because a journalist would not know what it's like to get choked unconscious.
You'd be surprised.
I just
yeah, I know. There's a few, but you know what I mean.
I mean, hopefully not many, but anyway.
Well, I definitely would know the football field in terms of playing on that, but not getting choked out. No.
Yeah, no, I'm not. It's nothing to brag about. I'm just saying, when you're covering a specific sport, I mean, I didn't play football to a high level, so I mean, to hear me, it'd be like I'd be just some idiot fan on the couch telling these guys how to play the game that they love so much. I don't have enough knowledge in that specific thing. But so for me, knowing what it's like to lose consciousness, it just does help it in certain situations when the referee calls the fight early, or the referee doesn't call it in time, and then there's a controversy, and then it ends up for being a good show.
Totally understand, man. Totally understand.
I think it's interesting, sort of like how it changes when you are covering a sport for the purpose of like helping people bet on it and make money, versus if you're just like covering it for people who are interested in watching it.
Yeah, well, because interested in watching it, your feelings get involved, right? So you don't have feelings in betting. That's a number one rule. I'm a Dodger fan. You better believe when they lost to the Boston Red Sox, I bet every single game against the Dodgers. I'm a Dodger fan. I know good baseball. Boston Red Sox was too good, bro. I'm surprised that we won even the one game we won, the one fucking game we won against the Red Sox. I bet against them and I was in shock. I was like, no fucking way. They did not want that. It was like a 15 inning game. Either way, bro, it's just funny. Like I said, feelings aren't involved in that sense. So, in the sense of like, I don't have any feelings for that team. I'm just trying to find us the edge to win on betting and hopefully make my bettors some money.
The one advantage to betting against your own team is that you win either way, whatever the outcome is.
Dude,
that's,
you
that's
couldn't
the
have
one thing I like about it.
You couldn't have said it any better, bro. It's like oh, we lost or we won. Either one, I won.
That's fair. Yeah, I get it.
But I appreciate you. I appreciate you guys having me.
Oh no, for sure. Stay with us. We have Ted Hicks here as well. That I just want to give it some huge props to for joining us tonight and thank him for being so patient. We are really excited to have you, Ted.
Yeah, I think I've got to get going. So I'm gonna head off, and then I'll keep watching. And Ted, you go ahead. Pete,
All right.
Thank you so much for having me on. David, great to meet you. I hope we can talk more about the media industry at some point.
For sure.
See ya.
Take care.
Take care.
Thanks so much for joining. Great to have you, Peter.
Hey, and while we're here, and I got Pablo and Peter, I appreciate both you guys for helping us get those sponsor badges and stuff for the show.
Hey, you earned it. We got those.
You all earned it. Yeah.
Well, you guys did the work. You guys did the work to make it possible, so I appreciate you.
Hey, we're really happy to have you here.
Is that coming from you, Peter? Or who is it?
That wasn't me. I'm in Simi Valley. There ain't enough city around.
Though I'm in New York, and we're usually hearing fire engines. On this occasion, it wasn't me.
That's me. That would be Hollywood, California.
Got you.
Definitely, David.
Oh, David, I'm on Local 44 Hollywood. I work in the studios as a prop maker.
Oh,
So
no
I'm-
kidding.
Yeah, so 44 right over there in Burbank.
Oh,
pretty
how
much.
cool.
Yeah.
Well, where I'm located and where you were hearing those fire engines was Fountain and Crescent Heights, just below the Sunset Strip.
Fountain is one of the secret streets to get through Hollywood somewhat fast.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, that was Sam Kinnison's legendary advice to drunk drivers. He said, "Take Fountain."
Yeah.
That was part of his act.
Because I used to work.
LA, man. I've never been there before.
Oh, you got to come out. Come out, bro. I'll barbecue the shit out of some food for you, dude.
I'm trying to come out there for the Super Bowl next year.
You would love it, Mike. The problem is that everybody moves here and everybody comes here and they never go back. That's the only downside.
Because it never gets cold.
It's a party at David's.
Tony.
Oh, you can do a party at my house, bro. I got a nice house. Fuck it, do it.
Where's the Happs after party? Oh, and we have with us.
It's at Real Mike.
Oh,
Randy.
the man, the myth.
Randy
The
Orton.
The man, the legend.
The legend.
What's up,
Let me just go briefly before the legend comes in here. Mike, I just want to let you know, Mike, you're a hard act to follow. I'm per se not a journalist, more like a blogger. I spent a lot of time doing audio podcasting, working with a lot of people. I write for Late Night Parents, which is, I would say you could define it as a dad blog.
Nice.
Because there's a whole bunch of mom blogs out there, but the dads get things done too.
True.
Spent a lot of time as an influencer, attending sporting events, writing about technology, writing about education, and how it all ties in together. Spent a few years on AM, FM radio. So this is kind of like the next part of the evolution. Live streaming. I will say this much to all the periscopers out there. I have nothing but respect for you, but I was never a periscoper. So the great thing about this, I'm coming into Happs pretty fresh. And we do a show. We're going to do it Thursdays around 11 o'clock. I'm gonna kind of stay true to that because it is called Late Night Parents. So, and we talk about all different types of topics. Some edgy. We try not to get too much into politics because it kind of drives the vibe down. But every once in a while, you need to get in there and into the guts of politics. So, with that, I will pass to the man, the myth, the legend, Randy W. Horton.
Hey,
Thank
Randy.
you for the compliment, Ted.
Randy, before you go, let me tell everybody that Ted is officially 146 years old. And he knew Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when he was in high school. He played basketball with him.
Listen, the other night we were doing a podcast, and I mentioned to Danny and to Mike about seeing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar play in 1979, watching him on, regular TV, like with the rabbit ears before cable TV, and those guys had a good laugh about it.
My bad. I'm sorry. He's 185 now.
Oh man, Randy, how you doing?
All right, I'm all right. Ted, by the way, great to see you. Mike, good to see you. Mike, good to see you.
Nice to see you,
David,
brother.
hello. Pablo and Peter, hello, and good to see everyone. It's another beautiful morning in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, where all your dreams come true. My name is Randy Horton. I'm in Jubail, Saudi Arabia, and just here to say hello and be part of Happs and enjoying Happs and seeing people and meeting people around the world. What's amazing is to come on the screen and to watch this from the beginning, and it seems like I've met everyone. It's like, oh, wow, I know you folks. It's like we could be at the grocery and I could walk up and say, oh my God, I know everybody at the grocery. This is fantastic. Yeah, it's just the community is developing so fast. It's unbelievable. And the big kudos to Pablo and Peter. I mean, you guys are pumping that community up and out and keeping everybody together. It's a miracle, and it's really working out well. And it's really great to see a few people here from Tennessee. Chris, Tennessee. Mike, Tennessee. I mean, I'm amazed on how many Tennessee folks are getting online. As you guys know, I am originally from Tennessee, so big kudos on the Tennessee folks.
Actually, I'm from Mississippi.
But you're
Hendersonville, right?
Right now, I am sitting in South Haven, Mississippi. I just
you
left
are in
Mississippi.
Mississippi. Yeah, Mike, I'm from Hendersonville. Mike actually went to high school with one of our competing high schools in town. He went to a nice private school that our private school used to battle with. So,
yeah,
Mike Patton is like from a competing high school, even though we're a few years apart. But yeah, we used to dream of being his high school. They were like the hardest ones to beat. We were a little old school, hoping we could actually someday come up to your school. So that's kind of unique.
What were your schools?
Well, it was Brentwood Academy, and I was at a Hendersonville Christian Academy. This is my private school days, and the private schools would have their own competitions, and it was kind of funny.
Yeah, Central Tennessee. Cool.
Also, since I don't know where Pablo went, but anyway, I was going to give him a little LA connection to Brentwood Academy. Jalen Ramsey, who I consider the best corner in the NFL, actually went to my high school as well.
Oh, nice.
A lot of great folks came out of Brentwood. I mean, what do you guys got? At least 12 athletes are famous out of Brentwood? You guys are good people. It's one of the best. Whoops.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Here we go.
We're back. Hey, that wasn't too bad.
No, sir.
Without the glitch.
Anyway, thank you everybody for having me up. I appreciate everyone. I'll be silent now and sit back and be amazed by the other folks here in this broadcast.
Hey, we appreciate you joining and stay up here on screen with us. We have just joining us Chris Gale's incredible musical talent here, as well as Cameron Siddiqui. Cameron, great to see you here. One of our journalists from kind of original Happs, I would say, deeply involved last fall or late summer even. Cameron, when did you join the platform?
Well, thank you so much, Peter and everyone here. I think it was during the summer of 2020, I believe. If I joined after watching an interview between Alex Mohajer and a congressional candidate, and I was so fascinated by this platform and the great potential that this platform has in terms of broadcasting. And I just jumped right in and contacted Peter and Pablo, and they were so generous and they helped me out every step of the way to start broadcasting on this platform.
It's awesome, man, how things have changed, boy. Well, anyway, we're glad you had a good experience. We're really glad to have you here with us too, Cameron. Pleasure. Chris, are you going to play something for us here? Are you going to lighten the vibe?
Or you need me to play something, man?
I think we've been needing it this whole time. We didn't even know until you got here.
Oh, man, let me see if I can find a guitar around here somewhere. Oh, there's one.
Always.
Man, I just drove in some serious rain to get here and get set up for all of this.
We're really glad you made time to pop in.
Yeah. I've never said all.
By the way, I see a lot of people in the comments asking, "Hey, who are these folks?" Look at everyone here, and make sure you give a follow, and you'll be able to see these folks online. You're about to meet Chris, which is a fantastic music.
How's it coming through?
Perfect.
Sounds sick.
This is an original.
I have to say, it sounds really good on Happs. I must point out.
You sweet fine woman, you. Oh, I'd like to get to know you. Make this all about
Oh no.
Oh,
We
no,
lost.
he was killing it.
Yeah, we lost Chris. That was a connection issue, I think. And we have him right back.
It sounded amazing though, coming in from Happs for the music.
Just look at you sitting there, looking so damn good. Oh, yes you are. Holding in my arms, I wish that I could. On for more than just a little while, yes. Take me to that place where you like to hide. Oh yes, yes. And I won't disappoint you. Let me inside. Now we're just a few feet apart. I hope you're digging this song. Oh, it's coming straight from the heart. Now oh girl, I can see what's on your mind. You bad girl, you. You know I can see it in your eyes. Just look at you sitting there, you know you're looking so damn good. Oh, yes you are, girl. Oh, you in my heart, I wish that I could. Gone for more than just a little while, yeah. Take me to that place, oh, where you like to hide. Oh, yeah. And I won't disappoint you. Let me inside. Guitar. Just look at you sitting there, you know you're looking so damn good. Oh, yes you are, girl. Holding in my arms, how I wish that I could. And for more than just a little while. Take me to the place where you like to hide. Oh yeah, yeah. And I won't disappoint you. You let me inside. Oh, you sweet fine woman, you. Oh, I'd love to get to know you. Oh, and I will make this all about you. Oh, yes, you. Please, girl, tell me what I need to do. Oh, so I can get close to you. See, I'm just dying to be next to you. Oh, yes, you.
Oh, your connection drops again. There we go. Amazing, amazing, Chris. Can you hear us?
I can hear you. I can
All
hear you.
right, awesome. All right, let me get everyone back on screen. We got Mike still, Randy. We're being joined now by Anna and Rev. Rev, do you have your camera on by any chance? You might need a refresh there. It's nice to meet you, Anna.
Hi, nice to meet you guys.
Alrighty, here we go. 1 second here. I got a lot of commotion happening on my end. That's perfect timing. Chris, what was that song? That was an original, right?
That was an original. It's called You.
What inspired it?
Just sitting on stage one day, and it just started popping into my head. I was in a Dave Matthews just kind of mood, and it just came together. It came together pretty effortlessly, to be honest with you. Yeah.
Awesome.
Spectacular. Yeah.
Back in the old days of Periscope, I actually had a few of the people who would watch on a regular basis send me videos, and I was using an app that would allow me to play videos while I performed, and I would start that video, and the people would be dancing to the song and pointing at the screen for you and all of that stuff. It was pretty cool. I thought about doing that again for the new viewers here on Happs.
Well, I'm glad you performed. You're now our third musical performance, so thank you for that. We now have Rev back in the show. Welcome back.
Hey, Pablo, thank you. Hey, Mr. Gales.
Yes, sir.
Would you do me the great pleasure of coming on my broadcast some evening and talking music and doing some songs and stuff like that?
I would love to.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Okay. I'm done with my job. Here we go. I've been meaning to reach out to you for the past couple of days, and this is just perfect. So, yeah, this will be fun. I'll hit you up on Twitter.
Please do. Please do.
All right.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
And that is the beauty of Happs, ladies and gentlemen. Exposing
right,
you.
I book my stuff right live on that marathon.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
Let me do some business.
No shame whatsoever. Just pauses the whole marathon for his show.
Well, I've started doing a morning coffee chat around 10:30, between 10:30 and 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, and any of you are more than welcome to come on.
Oh, I'll be there.
Yeah.
Anna, so you're new on the broadcast, and I haven't had the pleasure of meeting you. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, sure. Well, I'm Anna. I'm from Spain, but I'm living in LA, in Los Angeles. This is my first day using this, so I'm excited. Yeah, at the same time, kind of. I don't know. I don't wanna mess it up. You already want to know everything about me, or?
Hey, what are you doing? What? So Anna and I met. We met in that other place that sounds like a club and is a house. And we have been, just like everybody that meets on the internet. Within 15 minutes, we were best friends, and so we are gonna do some stuff on here with Anna. Because Anna makes videos. I think you make them almost every day, don't you, on IGTV?
Yes.
And what are those about, Anna?
Okay, so since quarantine and everything, I've been struggling as many people, right? And I've been feeling really frustrated many times, and I've been about to quit and give up and go back to Spain, and just meeting some people and knowing their stories has inspired me to don't give up and keep going. And I thought at some point, well, if these stories are helping me, it can also help many other people. So I started doing interviews in Instagram Live with different people, with different backgrounds, different topics, from illness till, homeless people that made it, anything that can inspire or motivate other people. Yeah.
That's awesome. And Rev, you don't have to hide the word clubhouse here on Happs. So how did you all meet? Was it a room?
You know how guilty I feel? It's not a competition. Happs is totally different. Happs has a different mission, and there's not competition there at all. And it is, you guys have to go to network. Yeah, you guys go to something interesting. I popped up in a Burnt Chicken Club today, and Tanya, the moderator, she was playing this game. I mean, she has the most serious people on her show. Like, she's got amazing guests, and I was super lucky to be on, have her host an event for us. And so I jump up in the room, and she's playing headlines. She's taking headlines from the New York Times, and you have to turn them into clickbait for Clubhouse, right? Because it's hard to get people to come into your room. So it was hilarious because we were taking serious things and making it Clubhouse clickbait. So I've actually learned so much in Clubhouse, and I'm already bringing some of that to the platform, that it is more than, been worth it. And then you guys met Kaylee earlier, and you're meeting Anna, who are both a direct result of my courage to reach out to people on Clubhouse that I think are awesome. So yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, Miss Bobby is over there also at Clubhouse. That's her new recruit academy. I think all Clubhouse will be on Happs within a week. Bobby Becker is over there. Oh, by the way, have you heard about Happs? And she plugs it every minute. I love it. She keeps me smiling. Bobby, we appreciate you so much. Thanks, and good to see you always.
Yeah, she's been a major advocate of Happs, one of the early adapters from the Periscope crowd, and the first Happs user. I'll mention this any chance I get. The first Happs user to reach 1 million total views on the platform. So huge shout out to Bobby for that.
Isabel, thank you. That's awesome. And hi, we've never got to chat before, so hopefully you're going to be up here sometime tonight, right?
Yeah, sending that invite. Awesome. Isabel was ice climbing earlier today, and I don't know how you do that at night. I mean, but I'll send that invite over to see if we can get her to join.
Sorry.
And that, you know what, Pablo, thank you guys for putting this together. I'll say it several times, I'm sure, tonight, because this is just a blast. This is so fun.
Yeah, it's been great. I got to meet a bunch of new folks and learn a little bit more about people. So, yeah, I mean, Chris, we didn't really get to hear your background here. Cameron, we heard your Happs background, but would love to hear a little bit more as well as to like how you got started in the field of journalism.
Well, Chris, I'll let you go first here.
Yeah, Chris, how did you get into journalism?
Yeah, Chris, how'd you get into journalism? Sorry, I'm back.
I'm going to say goodbye. Thank you, everyone. Sorry to.
Bye, Randy.
Wait.
Thanks for joining.
All right, bye, everyone.
Oh, bye, Randy.
Randy, thanks for popping in.
Bye.
Hey, Randy.
Bye. Yeah.
Call me, brother.
I got you covered.
All right, man.
Awesome. So, all jokes aside, Chris, where did the music career get started?
The music career got started. I always loved music. Always loved music growing up. In fact, I've been rewatching the Muppet Show, and I realized, man, I used to love the music on the Muppet Show. But anyway, I started playing saxophone when I was in junior high, but I always wanted to play guitar. Always, always, always. I finally got my guitar when I was 15 years old, and I've just been playing ever since. I was actually IT. I went to college for music education, and music technology. But I was IT for United Parcel Service for 15 years. And then I got involved with helping people build their businesses on the web, internet websites, and all. Things got rough between me and my partner, and my partner in business, and I decided that I was still young enough to do music full time. This was about 11 years ago, and I've been doing music exclusively for the past 11 years. I've had a show on Beale Street at King Jerry Lawler's Hall of Fame Bar and Grill, owned by WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler. I've had a show at that location for that 11 years, 10 years. It would have been 10 years last year, but the whole COVID hit, and I've only been back there once for a private event, and hopefully be going back soon. But I've been playing around here in the Memphis area, the Mid-South area, just playing guitar and singing.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's really great to hear how people get started with music, and also, in your situation, kind of find music at the time that you did. So,
Yeah, it's been it was hard walking away from 6 weeks of paid vacation.
Wow. Yeah.
And now there's no vacation whatsoever. If I'm not performing, I'm not making anything. So it's kind of rough at times. Now sometimes I say, "Duh, what the heck did I do?" But yeah, I do enjoy making music. I love performing. A little fact: people enjoy hearing me sing, but if I could get away with not singing, that's what I would prefer, because I really don't like singing, but I love to perform, and singing has to be done to perform. But I'd rather just sit and play guitar as opposed to sing. If I could not sing, would be even better.
Hey, well, we're glad that you're here singing and sharing your gifts here. Pablo's got to take a coffee break. My computer just overheated, so I had to run out and find a cable for a fan. We have with us Aaron Haber. Pleasure to have you on screen. Speaking of showbiz, thanks for joining us. Really pleasure to have you.
Thank you for having me. Hello, everybody. It's like part of the Brady Bunch. I feel very excited to be here.
Glad you popped in. We'd love to hear a little bit about how you kind of stumbled into comedy and your roots as well on Happs and well before. You wouldn't mind sharing?
Well, I've been a comedian for a while. I started in Chicago doing improv, and was lucky enough to study under some of the great improv teachers. Then moved back to New York, where I'm from, and did a ton of stand up, and actually ran a club in Times Square for a whole bunch of time. But then I moved to LA, where I opened up the world's first totally online comedy club, and everybody hated it, and it closed.
I know this story.
Yeah. And first of all, let me say,
I want to unpack that.
well, let me say, I'm really excited to be on with all of you. And I was watching the broadcast before, and it's a really cool bunch of people up here. And I'm honored to be the bottom right square in this group. So nice to meet all of you. But yeah. Oh, let's see. So I always get the wrong. Yeah, there we go. High five. Brady Bunch high five. So
Awesome.
I was doing a lot of stuff on Periscope, and I was doing my online.
By the way,
comedy
you
club.
can promote it. You're welcome.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. Look at me. Put me in, coach. So I was doing a lot of broadcasting to promote the online comedy club. The comedians didn't really like it at that point. Now they all love it, because of the pandemic. But I just said, well, the comics don't like it, and the audience online is enjoying watching me doing whatever dumb comedy things I'm doing. Why not just close the club and become a full-time live streamer? Which is what I did, and I was fortunate enough to meet like a whole bunch of great live streamers and have a small but mighty crowd that kind of follows me from app to app, and hopefully we're landing here for a very long time, forever. And so, yeah, I'm a comedian, I'm a writer, and on Happs, sometimes I talk, and sometimes I do comedy talk shows. On Monday night, I have a comedy talk show. You're all welcome to be a guest, by the way. It's kind of like a late night talk show thing. And I just like innovating with the format, and I'm hoping to bring a lot of comedy and a lot of things to Happs. And of course, last thing I'll say, because I'm yabbering here, is that through Happs and Jack Bury, we have the Comedy on Happs team, where I've invited some of my favorite comedians to come on the app and do weekly shows. And so if you see anybody that has a little Comedy on Happs thing, that's what that is.
Would you mind moving him back over to that bottom corner, because he's not wearing pants?
Yeah. Actually, you're just
yeah. I feel a little uncomfortable about sitting underneath Peter now that you mention it. But yeah. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Oh, Peter's drifting out. Peter, there you are. You're back. Is Peter? Did you make any other of us a director? Sorry, because if you drop out, everything goes bong, right?
No, it's okay. Pablo's here. He's in the background caffeinating.
I was freaking out.
So, no, you should be good. Yeah. So the good news is we have some pro interviewers and entertainers and performers up here if my internet decides to take a nosedive. So yeah, don't worry about me. We should get some more people up.
A 96-hour broadcast I can cover for 15 minutes.
96. That's 96. Impressive. So tell me about.
Well, when I first started broadcasting, it was like a thing to do like a 24-hour broadcast. Have you guys ever done anything that long?
I have.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And I was like, let's do it. And my viewers were like, let's do it. And that was really fun. And then I will say that the 48-hour and the 72-hour, the 96 were a lot less fun, which is why I don't do them anymore. But it's just one of those things where you start, doing something, you go, I want to push the limits of this. And then you push the limits, you're like, yeah, maybe somewhere in the middle is fine. So.
Hey, Anna, tell us about your movie that you're working on.
My journey.
Can you talk about your movie? Are you ready to talk about that?
Yes, of course. I'm
about
excited.
Your movie a little bit.
Yeah, so well, I'm a dancer originally, and right after moving to LA, I got injured and I tore my ACL and I got surgery. So I decided to take the plan B, and I started getting more into media. I studied media back in Spain, and acting and modeling. So right now, I'm working in a documentary. It's my own project with my business partner, Sadie, with homeless people. So what we're doing, like my goal is I want to show the homeless situation here in LA. So what we are doing is just going out and interviewing these people and I'm just overwhelmed about the stories that they are telling us, and I can't wait to share it to everyone, because I think that can make the world and the society a little bit better, knowing that these people are actual people, and yeah, they deserve a little bit more of respect. So I hope that with this project, that comes out, that message comes out.
That's amazing.
But yeah, thank you.
When I was homeless, being the dehumanization part of it came about in about a day and a half. After a day and a half, I was in the same community I'd been in, and I didn't think anybody could see me. I mean, the drop from being in a really bad place to then being homeless is really big. So that you are that you're out there, you know, talking to people and trying to get the message out, because homelessness is easily solved. It's just called political will. That's all it is. They make the decision to put everybody in a home. They'll put everybody in a home. It makes economic sense. It's much cheaper to put somebody in a home than it is to have them be homeless and use services and everything like that. So, so you're doing something that's really important from my perspective from when I was homeless, is that,
I think
trying to get people to,
Sorry, keep going.
No, go ahead.
I think that can also help people. Like, I think nowadays we all get really, mostly young people, like on their 20s, we get so frustrated because we see everyone working and working and working, and it's like, I've never done enough, like I'm not doing enough, and we are not doing enough, and we get stressed about things that when you know all these stories, your perspective of everything changed. So I think since there's people that has to be in that situation, something that we can take positive of that, it's bring those stories to other people that have everything in their lives, but they don't know until they listen and they hear these stories. So in my case, has been helping me a lot in my frustration with my career, with daily things that I don't care about anymore, just because I know all these stories, you know? So I think that can make people happier. And I think the homeless situation can also change a little bit. People can get more conscious.
That's amazing, especially in Los
Yep.
Angeles.
Go ahead,
It's such a big homeless, you know, I don't know if I should say community or problem. I lived in LA for 2 years, and the mayor was just very hands off. You know, it was just very much like, let's respect the homeless, as if, you know, it's like an ethnic group of people or something. It's not one group of people. You know, it's just a myriad of different people that need help.
Well, there's about $35 or $40 million just sitting there that the mayor could start to use to help homeless people in LA, and it's the money's tied up. It's criminal in there. But go ahead, Anna.
No, and also something that I want to show is, like, of course, there's many people out there with mental illness, but there's people with mental illness too. There's people out there that takes drugs, and there's people that at home that take drugs. And it's like, we cannot just turn around just because, oh, but they are in that situation because they got into drugs. So let's help them. It's about making the society better. It's not about why are they in that situation. Let's help them, right? And I would like to know, if you are living in the street for 20 years, for 15 years, let me know if you're not going to take any drugs, or if at some point you're not going to be dealing with drugs. Because I don't know, because I haven't been in that situation. And I'm not saying at all that all homeless people are into drugs or anything like that, but it's easy to judge that. When I would love to see all of us living in the street for years, how you escape from that reality, you know?
Yeah, it's one of the common kind of like phrases, right? Once you're there, how do you get out of it? It's very similar to not very similar, because they're very different experiences, but in some ways similar to the incarceration rates here in the United States, and how it's supposed to be a rehabilitation, but it's, you know, time and time again, we see how often someone that has been in prison gets back into the system. because it's not rehabilitation. It's just it's not a system that works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
And
if you guys are familiar with what happened in Phoenix, where they made a decision to get all the homeless veterans on the street, and they provided shelter, all kinds of services, whether it was addiction services or mental health services, and got them job training. And my understanding is that they got 100% of the veterans off the street. And just like Revolution said, it's a hell of a lot cheaper. But forget about the fact that it's the morally right thing to do is to help people. Right. But from, if you want to talk about taxes and money and budgets, it costs so much less money just to help somebody and get them off the street. And they did it in Phoenix, and they could do it anywhere. And it could be, if it could be done with veterans, it could be done with probably everybody.
Exactly.
That's a good point, because it takes so if you're not homeless yet, but you're about to be homeless, and then you slip, and you need services that would help you if they were available, versus when you become homeless, for every dollar in services you could have gotten before you were homeless, now it's going to cost $15 to provide those same services. You know what I mean? So it is insanely more expensive to keep people in the services and stuff that they need to be in while they're homeless. It's a judgment. It's political will. If Americans decide there should be no homeless people, there will be no homeless people. It's just that easy. And that's the kind of stuff Anna's doing, and Aaron, you're talking about is awareness on this issue. And we have to get 300 million Americans to say there's enough is enough. So.
Exactly. Like, I would like to share this story. One of the homeless that I've had the pleasure of interviewing, this guy, his tent was set on fire with him inside 3 months ago. He obviously survived. He got healthcare that I have to investigate a little bit about that, because I don't know how that works in this country since it's private. So that's new for me. But still, I think that if we are more people talking about this situation and making other people conscious about it, I think the society is going to treat better these people. Even if they are still in the street, there's going to be more, there's going to be a better behave with homeless people. So maybe these things don't get to happen.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. Rev, thank you for sharing as well. And Aaron, such an important topic, so thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
I did want to welcome Isabel and Ian back. So Ian, I did see your comment. I'm going to go ahead and make you director so that you can upload some photos. But Isabel, while we have you, can you tell us a little bit about what you were doing earlier?
Oh, sure. Yeah. I wasn't sure what time I'd be able to join tonight, because I was going ice climbing. I'm up in Michigan, and this isn't something that I was really able to do back where I spent all the other years of my life in Pennsylvania, because it's not as cold over there. But up here, I've been diving into ice climbing this year as a sport. And when I think about it, it makes me think of those little ice climbing characters from Super Mario Bros. If anyone's played that, but yeah, it was fun. And the place that we went to was basically the climbing gym equivalent of ice climbing, where it's this huge outdoor tower made of, I guess, steel and some old, machinery with a big boom on it, and a lot of mesh and wooden stakes and telephone poles, and they just spray it with water and ice and snow throughout the season to make it into this huge tall ice tower. So it was really interesting, and a first for me, I guess. Yeah, so it was fun. I recommend it, everyone, and then you can enjoy some hot chocolate when you come back and hop on Happs.
I'm sure that's a plus. Ian, you returned, and you have some photos here for us. So I'm going to go ahead and hand over the keys to the broadcast to you for a second to kind of walk us through that story. And the floor or the studio is yours.
I'll try not to destroy everything. But I just wanted to note that the conversation you all were having just before this, I couldn't agree with more. My research was devoted to addiction and anxiety, and I, from my perspective, it's one of the most poorly understood public health emergencies, certainly in the United States. And so, I really appreciate the conversation you were having. Okay. So, very graceful transition I'm trying to achieve here. But, so, I've known Issa now for several years. Issa is an entomologist. She studies bugs and creepy crawlies. And when she used to live here in Philadelphia with me, and or not with me, but in the same city. And when I encountered her, I realized that she worked at a museum really nearby, and she had access to a huge collection of fabulous creepy crawlies. And so Halloween came around, and she decided that she would invite me to join her, but she did not tell me that she was going to try and coax me into holding this thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see it. Look at that thing. Come on. Okay, so that was the first. And then, yes. And just to give you a sense of the size, of the scale of this thing. So that is it on her hand. Of course, not my hand. She couldn't convince me to hold
like a
that
lobster.
thing. It's huge, isn't it? It's so big. It's like, it was like comically large. I was
I would
just
have
like,
chopped my own hand off.
Yeah.
Right? And, what was not on camera, so we did a Periscope stream together, and what was not on camera was that this little scorpion was a little bit agitated because we were trying to get it sort of prepared for, I guess for me to hold it, but it had been sort of jostled around a little bit. And so it was just like in battle mode. It was just like ready to attack. And so, okay, so then, but she did convince me to hold this little puppy, not a puppy.
Basically a puppy. Just, a little smaller and less hairy.
That thing. Yeah, this gigantic tarantula. and so that is like the image that I picked to make me look, I don't know, less cowardly, because this is how I really reacted. Let's see if I can do this properly. Yeah. So that was my actual reaction, was just, I hope this thing doesn't just swallow me whole. But the reality is that Issa was totally on top of everything, and she was totally in charge, and she managed things perfectly.
Yeah. You did a great job too. I only let it's a very dangerous situation for the arthropods themselves when they're held by a person. So I have to trust the person too. So I trust you, Ethan, and you did a great job, Ian. Yeah.
Hi, Aaron.
Sorry. Sorry. Okay, I'm gonna stop pressing buttons. But yeah, that was a total blast. And
yeah, good time.
So what's super exciting is that Issa alerted me to Happs expanding, and let me know that there's this wonderful community that is just super rapidly expanded. And we've invited a bunch of other scientists to join us. And there's a cosmologist named Deanna C. Hooper, who studies the universe, who studies the kinds of questions that you wonder when you're trying to fall asleep at night, like what came before the Big Bang. And then we have Christian Zasa, who is a nature photographer, but also an astrophotographer. Takes the kind of images that you would see, on National Geographic, and literally, like, he has been featured on National Geographic. So we are, hopefully going to continue contributing to this wonderful community of people, wonderful singers, wonderful journalists and artists, and so yeah, I'm grateful to be able to join you all.
Yeah, it looks like Dr. Christian Sasa is in the comments now. Maybe we can bring him up to say hello.
Yeah,
Yep.
and I think
Wow.
I smell a collaboration potentially happening here. We have Swift Beats. Oops. Say it, don't spray it, Pablo. we have Swift Beats in the house as well, and he makes music live. Swift, I don't know if you're there or if you can turn on your camera. And I'm gonna invite Sassaphoto, and maybe we can do a collaboration where Swift
What
plays
up?
some
What up?
music
Can you hear me?
on top of his slow motion. Yeah, there you are.
Good, good, good. Yeah, I tried to do the high quality, but the camera's playing up. So thank you. I really appreciate the invite. Hello, everyone.
I'm gonna take myself off camera so I can get Chris back on. And for anyone that's on right now, please don't hesitate to, hop off whenever you're ready.
Hey, Pablo.
Yeah.
Ann and I are going to go hang out in my green room.
Yeah, your unofficial green room.
Unofficial green room, but we'll have to restart. So, come hang out and say hi if you want to. There's already been one big announcement made tonight. If you want to go scroll through the comments, I'll talk about that later with somebody that is really fun, and we're going to have a good time. But I just wanted to say before we go, what is it, Tuesday nights, Aaron? I think it is.
Tuesday nights.
We're going to be hanging out and doing some politics, some comedy, some craziness. We're going to figure it out. And we're going to hang out on Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern. And I'm going to jump out of here because I'll be back later. And just lovely meeting all of you.
Thank you,
This
everyone.
is so exciting.
Great to meet you too.
Ms. Betancourt, I have been trying to get a hold of you for weeks. So I would love for you to come on my show when you have the time. I know you're really busy, but it would be awesome.
Wait. Okay. Yeah. Let's do that. Sounds great.
Nothing like putting them under pressure when we're live.
Yeah, Rev
Thank you
does
for having me on. It's
No,
my wife's
game,
birthday
yeah.
tomorrow. I have to go bake a cake. But I do have that Monday show every Monday at 6 p.m. Pacific time, where it's like a late night talk show, and we're always looking for guests. And so if you'd like to come on and tell us about what you do and about your broadcasts and play a little game with us, whether you're a musician or a scientist or anybody, absolutely contact me. I'm at Aaron Haber everywhere, or pop on a broadcast, and I would love to chat with you. And thank you, Happs, and thank you, everybody, for having me on. I hope you all have a good night.
Likewise, thank you so much.
Good night. Yeah.
Awesome.
Swift, hello. How are you?
Hello, Pabs. How's it
Lizzie,
going?
how are you doing?
Lizzie?
Oh no, Lizzie, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Lizzie, are you there?
No, I can't hear you. I see your mouth moving, but yeah, okay. I see the 1 second. And Chris, how are you doing? Still hanging strong, huh? Oh, also muted. Let's unmute you. There you are.
Good. I'm
so,
doing good.
If I'm not mistaken, did you and Swift have a live music session at some point?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we did. I was just searching through the lobby one day, came across him and hopped in there, and he had a groove going, and I picked up my guitar and vibed with him a little bit.
That was awesome. Yeah, I had a great time playing from my iPad the bass on one of Swift's broadcasts, and it was really cool to see how he put the music together after all that.
Mm-hmm.
That was what it's all about. The epic, just getting everyone to connected and just collaborating, world collaboration globally. And whether you're a musician or not a musician, it was just like, it was more than just making a beat. It was just like everyone's having a good time, and then just you seeing everyone, the experience of it, just creating and being involved in all of it. It was just amazing. Trust me.
Oh, hello, Kitty. That's a different type of pet from Isabel.
Yeah, not a bug. But she frequently bombs my broadcasts. So.
Hey guys, I think I'm back. I'm not sure how
You
long
are.
this internet is stable, but yeah, man, cannot wait for fiber optics. But pleased to see.
And drink, everybody. He's done it. He said fiber optics.
Oh no, did I miss that? So fiber optics.
How
Yeah,
about
the
now?
volume's a bit low.
A little
No.
better. Can you keep going?
Yeah, I'm just turning it up loud.
Okay, to reset the graphics when you have guests on. And the answer is
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. The list just keeps moving.
We literally invited, like 50 people. This is
Oh,
crazy.
wow.
Yeah.
Waiting for a program to get fired up on our end. Silly technology. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Excellent.
We did it.
We're
Oh.
back. Oh, maybe not.
Those pink messages of death.
So far, so good.
Yep, we're looking good.
Excellent.
All right. Right after I said that we're moving. Oops. Okay. All right.
Christian, let me
For
know.
everyone, can everyone tag all the folks that were here in the guests that were watching? And it's gone again. Huh.
Aw.
Helen, can you hit refresh?
Pablo, we got to jump. Oh,
Unreal.
I don't think it should be gone again. I think that's just a comment delay from when I hit restart graphics server earlier. So let's give it like 10 seconds. You guys keep going and going. Yeah. Winner, chicken dinner. That sounds like a good sign.
Piano sounds so pretty, though.
Yeah.
It does.
Christian, I'm gonna make you no, it's not gone. All right, cool. All right, we're rolling with it. I'm making Christian a director. If you'd love to upload some of your footage, that would be amazing.
So are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What's your background, Christian? Is it stars?
Sorry, what? Come again?
Are those stars behind that we see behind you in your virtual background?
Yeah, that's right. I have a, I have astronomy, a lot of background astrophotography, and also have from my own videos all the eagle slow motion and so on. That's what you're seeing there, right in the background. I'll make myself a bit smaller. There you go. That's better. You can see it better.
Here, let's put that full screen. And Swift, does this inspire any music?
Yep.
I got music with that. Hang on. That was taken in Dutch Harbor, by the way, Alaska, and this had 17 million views. This clip.
Wow.
Amazing. Christian, can you turn off the music that's coming with the video and let's hear Swift's piano?
Okay.
Swift is so good at improvising. I want to hear how the birds inspire him.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
This is awesome. Also, Christian, you're suddenly tiny, and I'm worried about your safety in this scene. But
good. That's brilliant.
I think I'm hearing feedback from some mic as well.
Yeah, let me mute everyone. Great job. Amazing.
Thank you.
Wonderful.
What
Looking forward to
what a
collaboration.
great combination. Beautiful music, beautiful footage.
Collaborations.
On the fly.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, for Isabel, I also have hummingbirds, by the way. I've got some incredible hummingbirds. And I'd love to come and visit you one day and do some of your insects in slow motion. I couldn't
That'd
resist.
be so fun.
That would be so cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Christian's
We can-
hummingbird stuff is just surreal. The length of their tongue is just, it's crazy. Where does it all go? Like,
Yeah.
I was going to say that Christian can come and the next time Ian and I get together and get Ian's reactions in slow motion, which would also be
Oh
interesting.
yeah. Forget the insects. Point it right at Christian's face.
At Ian's face, yeah.
That's a great one. Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thanks everyone. Lizzie, now that we've solved your microphone issues, I'd love for you to introduce yourself and say hello to all the Happs people that are watching.
Well, hi, Happs. I'm Lizzie Bear from Vancouver, BC, Canada. And I just started off here. I don't know, when I first started live streaming, I was just hanging out in my room before going to bed and chilling with people, trying to meet new friends. And I don't know, I just started like writing songs. I started singing on some broadcasts and people thought, you have a really nice voice, you should sing. And I was just like, no. So now I'm a singer-songwriter. I just like released my first album in December and I'm writing another album and it's just kind of taking off from there.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
I hate to put people on the spot, but is there anything that you'd like to share from that album?
Oh my gosh. I don't think I could right now because I'm not set up for it because I don't play instruments. So I usually have my songs playing through Spotify, through my interface and stuff like that. And I don't know how to do that here. But
Totally understandable.
all my stuff is at lizziebear.com for like anything
Yeah.
Lizzie Bear.
We'll go check it out. And also, you might want to reach out to Swift because he is the music guru for Happs and knows how to set all of that stuff up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I will because I follow him already. Hi. I follow you, but I
Hi,
haven't had a chance to go see you live. And my husband told me all about you and how great you were, so I followed you. So
Definitely. Everyone's welcome. Definitely. If you struggle with the audio or anything technically, just give me a shout and I'll try and do what I can to help you.
yeah, I'm starting to learn bass, and I tried to learn piano, but I had a minor slip and fall accident that turned into like a permanent spine injury with nerve damage and all kinds of stuff. So I had to stop learning piano, stop learning guitar. It was too hard to make the chord shapes, and it's too hard for me to put my hands in front of myself. So bass seems to be a lot easier. I'm having a lot of fun with it. So I'm determined to write bass lines for my next album and to play them on my album, as well as sing.
That's
What
amazing.
kind of style is it? What kind of style, if you don't mind me asking? Sorry, Pablo.
No, you're the one that knows the music. Go ahead.
I've got a Fender P bass.
Okay,
Is that what
cool. Yeah, I know that.
It's
Awesome.
pretty. It's in Tide Pool. It's like a really pretty blue color, and I love it.
Nice.
Did you want to see it? I can go grab it, even though I can't play it very well.
Yeah.
I think so. I think you have to. I mean, I don't know how to play any instruments really, but one thing I can admire is how amazing guitars and electric guitars and electric basses look like. Isn't that's just stunning?
Wow.
It's so pretty.
Lovely.
And I even have a strap for it and everything.
Awesome. Well,
Sorry
I'm excited for your musical journey, and hopefully your next album you'll be what is it? Slapping the bass.
Slapping the bass.
Well, I will be admiring all of your music and stuff in the audience because I have to go clean up after the baby's chaos. But thanks again for having me, everybody. And yeah, looking forward to watching Happs grow.
Thanks, Ian.
Cheers.
Thanks to you for being here.
Thank
Thank you.
Ian.
For joining in. Great to have you here.
Awesome. And Christian, I'd love to hear more of your background because we just got treated to your beautiful slow motion footage. But what got you into videography and pursuing that?
Well, okay. I lived in many countries. Okay, right across the world, and I loved. I did my whole career actually. I was an electrical engineer for a long time, and I moved. You know, I lived in several countries. Speak several languages, among that Swedish, German, English, and so on, and some French. And I came to Vancouver, Canada, by the way, same as.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I'm actually based in south of Vancouver, and I came in 2007, and I built a company up here as an electrical engineer. But then after some time, I saw these wonderful eagles, you know, and I didn't even know they were bald eagles. I had no idea, right? So I got a small camera and took a picture. I thought, wow, that's fascinating. and then, of course, being a physicist, my background is really physics. I'm PhD in physics. But I got more and more interested in wildlife, and especially the flight dynamics really started interesting me. Why, you know, why? And so little is understood. So I started getting more into videos, and I became a friend of one of the best eagle biologists that the world has. Is David Hancock. He has his own wildlife foundation, and he became my mentor really, and I became a very good friend of him and his. And you know, through the years, I learned so much from him, and I became sort of the tech guy, you know, accompanying him to all kinds of sites that are very difficult to get to. And that's how I got into it. And then I got interested more to get closer to eagles. So I went to very remote places that are very difficult to reach. One of them, you know, on the Aleutian Islands and so on. And then, of course, I got into high-speed photography. I wanted to do something always that other people don't do. That's always my ambition. So there was another company in Vancouver that invented a beautiful high-speed camera, really wonderful, and they came up with a product, and it was actually at a reasonable price, so I could finally afford it. And then I started making the, you know, slow motion videos of hummingbirds in my garden, which I'm still doing right now, and eagles, and they gave amazing results, astounding results, things that people have never seen before, right? And surprisingly enough, people make a lot of high-speed videos and all kinds of things, people shooting bullets and all kinds of things. But really, wildlife, the most interesting thing, is hardly captured in high speed. You know? So that's what I specialize in now. And there's so much to do. So life is too short. That's the only thing I have to say. So that's a brief history. Okay.
That's awesome.
And apart from that,
so interesting.
Just another thing I do is astrophotography. That's a completely different area. In 2018, I went on a trip to Australia. Australia is fantastic. And I actually wanted to photograph the night sky. So I rented a camping van, was all my own, and started taking pictures of the beautiful night sky in New South Wales, right? And when I came back, I worked on the images, and then I published one on Twitter, and then somebody retweeted it crazy, and then National Geographic got it, and the New York Times wanted it. It just went crazy. So that's how I got into astrophotography, and that was the other thing. So I actually teach astrophotography, make a living from that now, which is wonderful, and my life is really living in my hobby dream. So that's it.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's it's always great to hear. You know, the abilities that we can kind of gather as our life goes on. I'm curious, since you teach astrophotography, what is like the bare minimum equipment that someone would need to start doing that and trying to get into it?
Well, that's a great question. I want to show you something. I'm going to put this in the background here. I'm going to put myself in the background. This here was taken with an iPhone. Unbelievably. It's that's Comet Neowise, right? That was in July. That's taken in Harrison Lake, which is sort of east of Vancouver. And that actually shows you what you can do nowadays with an iPhone, right? So if you want to ask me what the bare minimum is, it's an iPhone.
Yeah. Wow.
But if you want to, yeah.
Whoa.
So how how do I capture that on my iPhone?
Well, it's amazing. I didn't know either. I have an iPhone 11. This thing here, right? When
Yeah.
you put myself big again, like that. That's an iPhone 11. You just put it into. What did I do? I don't even remember how I did this. I think I just did single shutters. I just pressed it on long exposure, 10 seconds or so, and that was it. And
wow.
It's amazing what you can do nowadays, right? With an iPhone. And so that's the minimum. But I mean, nowadays the cameras are so good that all you really need is you can take a mirrorless camera, a DSLR, and the best lens is a wide field, a wide lens, something like a 24 millimeter, a very fast lens because you need lots of light at night. And then off you go. So with very little equipment, just a few $100s, you can get going. It's important to have something stable, put it on a tripod, and off you go. That's it.
Wow, that's great. Yeah, I mean, I've
Incredible.
tried. I have a Fujifilm X Pro 2, and I've tried to do the whole let's go try to take photos of the stars. But I feel like I don't understand where to go. And I don't think that the top of an IKEA parking structure in Emeryville was a good idea to start.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but in the States, you're lucky. You've got so many dark places, right? You just have to go outside. It's there. But having said that, the astrophotography equipment is getting so good. I've seen the most amazing pictures from people in Boston or Chicago or so. Even the middle of New York now, taking incredible images, just filtering out with the light pollution. It's amazing what you can do nowadays, right? That takes a bit more effort, but it can be done.
Yeah, that's great to hear. You have piqued my curiosity, and I might be trying to do some of that myself now.
It's wonderful. I mean, the problem I always have, the daytime's so interesting and the nighttime too, so I don't know when to sleep.
Christian.
I had a question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, we both have questions. Yeah. I wanted to ask Christian if he's photographed lightning bugs.
Oh, I've never tried that.
That's a challenge. So I'm curious to see what
high-speed video of that would be incredible.
You would have to help me where to find them and so on.
There are some really special ones in. I'll message you about that. But there's a bunch of different species.
Let's do a project together. I mean it, really.
Okay.
I love combining, different specialty areas.
Yeah,
you're the bug expert, so help me.
Yeah. All right. Cool. I'll be in touch with you about lightning bugs.
Okay.
That's so cool. Hey, Greg Lopez and Michelle Alexander, great to have you both here with us. Thanks for jumping in and joining.
Hey guys, long time no see.
Hey, Lizzie, I think you also had a question for Christian, right?
I did. My battery's gonna die too, so if I leave, I'm gonna find a charger and come back. But my Mac is trying to go to sleep right now. I wanted to know if, because you're here in BC, have you gone to Squamish for the eagle counts to go see the bald
Yes,
eagles
I
there?
do. However, Squamish is not the best area anymore. Boundary Bay is much better, right? That's where I do it's about 20 minutes drive from my home. That's where I usually go. So that Boundary Bay and Delta, that's where I do most of my photography.
Oh, there are so many in Delta as well.
Yeah.
You're right.
And Squamish, was a few years, and then it's unfortunate like that. Eagles are very unpredictable. At the moment, we have a lot of eagles. We have thousands and thousands because they migrate to Colombia, as you probably know, right? And now, what's so exciting? Now we have the herring runs. If you look at Vancouver Island, there's a big herring run coming, and so you're going to see a lot of orcas there, dolphins, and everything. I'm going to try and go there if possible, and actually film all that in the next days if I can. So it's very exciting. Yeah.
Awesome. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and unmute folks, and I think we're getting
hi, Daniel.
that feedback from Greg.
And there's my husband in the chat saying I love Surrey.
Right. Good.
That's cool.
It wasn't
Well,
me.
look, you're always, hey, we can meet for coffee. I mean, now with COVID, you can't do anything anyway. But once we get over this whole thing, that's going to be much better anyways.
We can have tea from 6 feet apart outside somewhere and be like, hey. That would be cool. We could Happs our meeting.
That's wonderful. Yeah. Where in
love
Vancouver?
it.
Where in
Love it.
Vancouver are you, by the way? Where approximately? Which area is it?
Oh, I'm actually like in a little small town outside of Vancouver. Nobody knows where the heck I am if I mention it. So I just say I'm from Vancouver, but I'm actually right across the river from you.
Okay.
I'm not too far away. Just I had a few weird people on social media, so I don't say my
Don't
exact
mention
now.
that. I understand it. Look, I respect it. Yeah, I understand it. Don't worry about it.
But I'm probably about 15 minutes away from you. It's like not far at all.
We'll direct message. It's much easier. Okay, so don't worry.
Perfect.
Whoa, hold on. Mel, are you just going to join with this amazing shot? What?
That's
Mel in the house.
beautiful.
Live from Sydney Opera House. Is this for real?
Woohoo!
Yeah, that is Mal live
Yes,
right
this
now.
is for real. I'm
It
right
should
here.
be live. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm right here, and
Man.
scanning it around, you can see the Sydney Harbour
I've
Bridge
been there.
as
It's
well,
wonderful.
where all the fireworks go off.
Wow. I've been there. It's amazing.
This is wild.
Hey, Mel.
I've never been there, but I feel like I am right now, thanks to Mel.
Yeah,
Well,
this is the beauty of
That's
live
very
streaming.
clear picture on my end. Yeah. Wow.
Hi, Yassine. Hi, everyone. It's great to see everyone here.
It's great seeing you too,
Hi,
Mel. Thanks for
Mel.
joining.
Sorry we haven't got some blue sky for you today. It's raining.
Yeah. I thought we ordered blue sky from you.
I know, seriously. Look, I'm not even watching. I'm talking too much. I'm looking at the sky. But yeah, no blue sky today. Just a bit of rain. But hey, it's still spectacular in my view.
That's great. And Michelle, I see you're working on.
Does this look recognizable? I hope.
Yeah, you're working on Swift Beats
I
and
had
Anne
to do
Rush's
this.
drawing.
I was like, he's in the chat right now. Why not embarrass him? No,
Yeah.
I think he's enjoying this process. He's a big part of it. Anne and Swift Beats are my first guinea pigs. I used to do this thing called Perry Portraits, where I would talk to people while I was live. When I first doing art, I thought I need to I wanted to show people I would love to draw you, and so they would DM me on Twitter. They would send me a picture. And then I would tell them when I was going to go live, and I would draw their picture. And meanwhile, while I'm doing this, instead of focusing on me, I focused on them in terms of their portrait, right? So it was all about them and their story. Well, this is the first, I don't know what we're going to call this. What are we going to call this, Swifty?
And, darling,
Happs?
what are we calling this?
I called it the Portrait of Love because they have this beautiful love story. And so it's the both of them. At first, it was kind of like he wanted me to draw her, and she wanted me to draw him. And then it's like, well, we just might as well draw you together. And it's just, the first time I did it, it was kind of like a little different because we have COVID. I'm used to drawing from reference. I mean, it's been so long since I've had an actual human being in front of me to draw, but that is like one of my things that I love to do while I'm drawing them. I'm talking to them about their life, a little bit about them, but 90% of what I did on Periscope, I would have to say we're honoring portraits. Now, honoring portraits are portraits of love in a sense, but portraits of people that have passed away, pets that have passed away, people that were meaningful in our lives, or maybe just a picture of someone that you really adore. And the fact that they were willing to be my little guinea pigs and they joined into the broadcast was just amazing to me. Now, artistically, it was a challenge, but I want to do so much more of that. It's exciting that they would allow me to do that. They didn't know me from Adam. They didn't know if I could actually draw them more than just a circle and two dots for eye.
Yeah.
But that's the joy of it. So literally the portrait experience is in the broadcast itself. So I just had to show that because he's there, and I think I'm embarrassing him, but maybe he could tell you more about his experience of it as well.
Yeah, sure. So let's go ahead, and then I want to quickly introduce Greg here onto the broadcast.
No, it was a lovely, lovely experience getting drawn by Michelle, and literally like the whole experience, just reliving the moment when I met Anne in person, and just reliving our experience of love and all this, and it was just a really, really lovely feeling. And seriously, she's captured all the essence of that true happiness and positive, and our liking and everything. So I really, really appreciate it, Michelle. Thank you very much.
And there's a few times when they made me cry. I couldn't see what I was doing because it was such a love story. So you have to watch that replay. But the one thing you guys need to know, of course, you probably know this, a lot of people are separated by COVID and they are on different continents. So that's what's touching to me. But I met my partner that I'm with now on Periscope. And so a lot of people can relate to that, the relationships that they've met. And we both are, I'm a widow and he's a widower. And so like we're finding connections through social media that are very real and very tangible, and I can't think of a stronger story to tell than one of love. So I'm gonna start crying again. Just let me get back to crying. But these guys are two beautiful people, and the funnest thing about it is, like today they were doing a broadcast and they were just goofing around, and there was so much joy and so much laughter, and I mean, I think that was the funnest thing I've done in a long time, to laugh out loud like that. I just can't thank them enough for allowing me to kind of get to know them in the way that I do through what I do. So thanks.
Awesome.
Guys.
Thanks so much for sharing that.
Now. I'm just gonna draw now.
No
Wipe my
worries.
tears.
Thanks for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Greg, welcome to the Happs Marathon. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How's my audio? Is it good?
Your audio's good, but I can hear myself.
I can hear Pablo. Yeah.
There's feedback. Yeah.
Should I turn my let me turn my audio down.
Do you have
I'm a
headphones
noob
or
at this.
something?
Is the audio good?
Anything Bluetooth? Keep
Or
talking.
Bluetooth?
Yeah, still hearing ourselves there.
So I have my mic on. That's all I have. Should I turn my audio down too?
Peter, are you putting me full screen? What are you doing?
Are you listening? Are you
Nope.
listening to this audio through your laptop speaker, or are you listening through a headphone, or what? If you don't mind me.
On my cell phone.
Cell phone. Okay, so you're listening through the cell phone. If you have headphones like wireless earbuds or even wired headphones.
Christian, was that you that made me full screen? I see you laughing.
Because I was trying to send you a direct message, but
That's amazing.
I discovered a new button, so I didn't know this. Okay.
No worries.
Hey,
No,
there's
it's
only one way to
fine.
find out how it works. So
Push all the buttons.
No worries. Not to put you on the spot, Pablo.
Yeah, no, I just like, who else has director privilege? It's like, oh, right. And then I saw him laughing. It's like, oh, that's it. Greg, are you still there? Can you hear us? Oh, no. I feel like I always jinx it as soon as I say, are you still there? And then they just vanish.
Whatever you say, don't say fiber optics. Oh, drink.
Oh, wow.
No, gosh,
Wow.
Don't say
Shots.
it. Don't say it.
It's the fiber. Definitely the fiber.
Could be the fiber.
Because my battery keeps dying, so I've got it plugged in now, but it's still on red, so it keeps like cutting me off.
Lizzie, we definitely need to collab, and same with Christian. We need to definitely do something like with visuals and music, and I think
Oh
it
my
will be
gosh.
a whole new, different kind of next level.
Oh, that's right. And that was one of the beautiful things about this is that he was playing some music during this broadcast because I literally needed to hear music anyway. And then what Swift was doing was he goes, well, let me just like play all the collaborations I've been doing so far, and there were some amazing songs I was just falling in love with. But on Periscope now, with Carrie Long, she did this thing with sort of like a Perry train, one performer after another, but she would have artists on as well, not just singer songwriter people. And one of the things that I want to do is collaborate with people who do music, not just artists, to come into my broadcast to do just that. Like,
And
we can
support one
inspire each
another as
other.
well.
Yeah, we can support one another and inspire one another.
Swift, do you have some of those tunes that you'd like to play? We can play them while we watch this beautiful image that Mel is giving us from the Sydney Opera House.
Yes, I have got one with Chris Gales. I can play that right now. Here it
I
goes.
love it. What a view here, Mel. Thank you again for patching this in. Wow.
One of my favorite things about going live is I always say that I cross-pollinate all the communities.
Yeah, it's
Totally.
really awesome.
Yeah.
Ready?
You are listening to Swift Beats.
Yeah. We got Peter in the place, and then we got Pablo and the Happs team, part of the Happs team. You got Mark as well, and David in the place, yo, making it so smoothed out, taking out the bugs out, yo. Positive vibes, that's what we're gonna do. Collaboration, that's what we're gonna do. Yes, everybody in the place to be, you gotta show that love. We're gonna have that community rise and shine. We're flourishing, make it positive. I'm not a rapper, but I know a lot of people that can rap though. Shout out to Michelle and Mel and everyone right now, yo. And shout out to Anne, darling, the one that got me. She sent the link to Happs.tv to me right now. She was the first one that got me into Happs though. So shout out to my darling, yes. It's all blessed right now. Shout out to Chris Gales and shout out to Yassine. I just want to take this moment to appreciate every one of y'all. Yes, homie, Randy, and everyone. Love, Lizzie, Kristen, Katie Hartz, everyone. Trust me. I'm gonna stop the music now.
Great
Wow.
job. You kept that
was
going a lot
awesome.
longer than I expected.
Digging the vibes. I could have listened to that for a while with that soothing visual as well. Just really cool to see, this collaboration happening in real time around the world. Have a whole community come in one by one, introduce themselves, and seeing a lot of potential partnerships here come from even just the last 30 minutes of this broadcast. So very cool.
And then, Christian, I forgot to mention this earlier. If you need to send a chat, in the bottom left in the comments, if the comment bar is pink, that's how you can send a private message.
Right. Thank you very much. Okay.
You're very welcome. All right, we're waiting for our next guest, which is Foamy Homie, who's going to be joining us here in a second. He's scheduled for 10:30, and yeah. Any insights from anyone? Anyone want to ask questions of anyone? I feel like we're getting right at that mark where it's like, what do we do now?
Yeah, I've got actually
That was amazing.
a very nice live broadcast. I tried this right in the beginning in Periscope when they didn't even have the possibility to, to mix in different people. And I had, I don't know if you know her, Angels. What I remember what she, but she's a musician. And what I did is I showed the moon live through my telescope live, and then she accompanied by music. So that was perfect, right? So it was sort of a bit like Pink Floyd atmosphere, right? So it's quite amazing.
That's so cool. Yeah, I love it. And we have Foamy Homie in the house joining us up on screen. Speaking of multi-talented.
Hey,
Foamy.
What is up? What is up? Thank you for waking me up about an hour ago. Somebody paged me and said, "Yo, come on, Happs."
I'm sorry.
Okay, it was you. Aha, I knew it. I knew it. And then I kind of rolled over, and then you were having issues and stuff. I'm like, oh man, here we go. Glad you worked out the bugs.
Yeah,
Hello, everyone.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going well. How are you doing? Thank you for inviting me to the marathon. It's feel like it's been a jog so far, but I'm sure we're just warming up.
Hey, a marathon can be a jog, all right?
Gotta start somewhere.
It's all good. Hey, welcome. Well, I'm sorry, I'm over here welcoming people. I'm seeing people that I know in the comments. Hello, Ella. Good to see you. What's up, Yassine? Yassine, by the way, should be like an ambassador on Happs. He is like totally helpful, so kind. Always
we
comes
gotta
in and
we gotta
offers
get
to
him and Red up here.
help. Help push buttons and stuff. And I always need help because I only have 4 fingers, so it's all good. But appreciate the people spreading the love on Happs. What's up, Michelle? How are you?
Hi, I'm doing good. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm a little shy. You kind of slapped my hands last time I was in a
I
broadcast.
did.
Oh,
Well,
man.
it was. I was trying to. I meant well, and it didn't come out. That's the thing I hate about comments, especially being autistic. It's like I'm trying to say something. I don't want to be rude, but I just felt like you guys really need to connect. Like, get each other's emails or something. Because this is great. You're like talking back and forth, but
Hey,
it was like
it was all her. It wasn't me. It was all her.
It was all her. Yep, we'll blame her. She's not here. No, I
you're
love that
upside
people are
down.
connecting.
Who's upside
I love
down?
it. I love it. I love it. So
There we go. You're good now.
I should do a portrait of Foamy.
What did I do? Did I press something?
No, not you, Foamy. You're good.
I know I'm down under.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Amazing.
I should do a portrait of Foamy one of these days. I think he would like that. Would you like that, Foamy? Or would it be Billy?
Is
Billy
honored.
popular?
Me looking in the distance. The future of
there you
live streaming.
go.
That'd be a great portrait to see.
So, Foamy, since you're the newest addition to the jog, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started with broadcasting.
Well, hey, thank you for asking. I've been working on my speech the entire past
time you were sleeping.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wait, I thought he was gonna freestyle. I'm pretty sure he was gonna freestyle while Swift played.
Okay.
It's been a minute.
He doesn't mean to put you on the spot, but
over lo-fi beats. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's my line of the night. Not trying to put you on the spot, but
Yeah, get the lo-fi beats going.
You know what I'm saying?
Your line.
Hey, oh, can I get a little more in my monitor because I can barely hear it? Hey, check it. Yeah, it's kind of hard, especially with fiber optics. You need to hear that clean stream of beats flowing. But he does have the boom bap. I do appreciate that. That's what's up with that.
He said fiber optic.
Hey, check me out. We're live on the Happs, doing a freestyle just like that. Here we go. Don't you know where it's at? Let me see you tap the glass with a screen tap. Hey,
tap.
Check it. There it is. That's what's up. Hey. So you want me to tell you my story as Swift plays the background track or something like that? Hey, Takara, how are you? Good to see you. Foamy fan on the place to be. There it is. I see you.
Swift, do you have a Spotify or a SoundCloud?
I've got a SoundCloud. I've got a YouTube. It's all on my profile. So yeah.
Cool.
Yes, I have a Spotify. I have one song on Spotify if anyone's interested. And it's actually called Screen Taps. And it was actually inspired by broadcasters like yourself and also the viewers. The viewers that show up and tap the glass and, show love and share the broadcast. and I got inspired. I wrote a song and made a beat all on the iPad. I'm all about the iOS apps. I don't use big machines like Swift does. And I just totally love this the inspiration that I get from other broadcasters. You wouldn't believe this, but I actually was trying to work on a T-shirt to wear tonight that had a picture of Pablo on one side and Peter on the other side, and the center bubble was. I'll see you in the comments. It's a true story. True story. And but my what happened? Oh yeah, the printer paper didn't work. So there you go. So once I get my tips, I cash out. I'm gonna get a better printer so I can make some T-shirts.
Foamy, we need to get Peter and Pablo on a jam, man. Seriously, on a freestyle, and with Lizzie and everyone. Trust me.
Possibly, yeah. There you go. That's what's up with that. There you go.
There's no way you'll ever get me to freestyle.
Me either. I'm sorry.
But you keep
the Happs community. If you want it to make it happen, just press type 1.
No,
Pablo, you don't have to freestyle, but you can sway back and forth, and for 5 seconds in the video, and send it in, and I can put you in the music video.
You got it.
Yep.
Perfect.
There it is.
That works.
That will work.
Hey, Lizzie, I just wanted to say congrats on picking up the greatest instrument, the bass, because that's what I play. Haha. I love it. I love it that you're doing that. You're finding a way to express yourself musically.
Hey, letter fan, how are you?
I love learning it. It's a lot of
Oh
fun.
no, Ella, don't write one.
Daniel's the best teacher too, so I'm learning a lot.
What's the one for? I don't get it.
to get us to freestyle.